How are we doing tonight, everyone? Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Oh, sorry it wasn't on last night. Oh, God, I'm tangled up in everything. Oh, there we go. We've got a few tracks already. 10 to start off the night with. We are pointing to a slightly different patch of sky. Mostly because I'm trying to see if we can do our best odds to catch the meteor shower there. But who have we got in? It's Skywatch time, guys. We are doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. Oh, we had a few people in very, very early today there. MRD, how are you? Are you still in there? Rick as well. Harco too there. And Lethal are in already. Where are we down here? Ascend as well, good to see you. Never mind. Inspector Morse, Helen, and Emilio. How are you guys there? And Tickers, for a rare visit. I'm sure you'll be back over winter, Tickers. How was Bobby? Did he miss you there? Oh, why is it we go live and now we're getting the flashing? Typical there. We'll see how it goes. Tezza as well, how are you doing? Good to see you in. In fact, I need to get my TikTok chat up as well. I'd almost forgotten about doing that. But yes, it's Skywatch time. It's a very, very clear night, and we are so close, aren't we, to that meteor shower. We're going to see lots of shooting stars tonight. We're waiting for that blue to go. That is the last bit of daylight in the night sky, and once that's fully gone around, we're going to see more stars, all of the colours of those stars, and hopefully, you know, some anomalous activity. Keep your eyes on the skies. There should be some interesting stuff tonight. Who else have we got in as well? To Emilio, didn't we? Just call me Mr. D. Oh, why didn't I? Sometimes the way we read things, Mr. D, that makes a lot more sense there. Marcus as well, good to see you in. And Paul, how are we doing? So Paul, good to see you. How was your week off to there? Rich is into Kate as well. And Andrew. I would do Andrew, I would. I hate it as a platform, but I would miss our awesome viewers over there who only are on that platform. So sadly, I'm not going to abandon them just yet, but very tempting. Not them, but yeah, TikTok's a bloody frustrating place there. And how are we doing, Raf? Are you back to work now? And Lethal coming in with the gifts there. Oh my God, there's a few actually over on TikTok. We missed a few of those coming in with the shares. Carl there, Dara, Harco too. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Gifts, subs, members, all that jazz goes back into the stream. And Carl feeding thanks, Alan guys. There. Apologies we weren't on last night. I was surprised. I caught myself out as being under the weather, which was very frustrating because it was a very clear night. But hopefully it's going to sort itself out, and for us, and yeah, hopefully it's going to sort itself out, and we're going to make up for it tonight, aren't we? Let's brighten that screen up a little bit there. Make sure we're catching everything. So it's a slightly different part of this, the sky tonight, but not. No, bloody chat's playing up at the second. Let's see if it will reconnect there. But where are we anyway with you TikTokers? Lethal is in over there too. Kate is in. Astra, how are we doing? And Janie, good to see you there. The fly is annoying me, keeps landing on me. Oh, it's that bloody time of year. There. One support. Thank you for gifting a membership there. Very, very kind. Who got that one? Oh my God, did 10? But Jesus H. Christ. Paul, thank you. That is very, very kind of you. Massive appreciation there. Wow, that is general. And everybody, I hope you thank Paul for those ones there. Inspector Morse, Alan got one there. Els, Dark Dog, Ghost as well there. And Sim, Dirty Dash, is it Keith too, Miz, and a Tragic as well there. Guys, you all got the free memberships. So yeah, do thank Paul for those. But you'll be able to join us on our next deep dive there. So normally every couple of weeks we'll take a look at a document, a leaked whistleblower account, or all of that sort of stuff related to the phenomena. When the Americans do their files drop, we go through them all in real time. So a little thank you to you guys for being awesome. We did double bill, didn't we, last weekend? Did Friday. We did our normal planned deep dive. We're looking at the minute into the MJ12 document. You've probably all heard of those. Very interesting. Relating to the phenomena there, the supposed group, shadowy group that was managing it and keeping the secrecy. So it is really interesting. But yeah, we did double because the Americans dropped some more files, didn't they? So you'll all be able to join us over there as well. So it all goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we're doing. So at the minute, we're saving up to do more locations, sky watches. So every now and again, we take the show on the road. At the minute, locally to UFO hotspots where there's a history of sightings, but we want to do the UK tour, and that's where it's all going at the second. We're getting close, actually. We're getting really close. We want to kick things off with Rendlesham Forest there. But yeah, guys, do say hello, especially if you're new here. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. And yeah, ask away any questions. No silly questions here at all. a bit of a delay due to the time difference. It's not too much, not too much there. Grim as well, coming in with the gifts, and Janie there as well. Appreciate that. Janie is in there. And OGV, how are we doing tonight? Good to see you there. Trying to get it with a tail lethal. And let me scroll through. Where are we in the chat there? Debbie, new to the group. I'm very, very welcome in, Debbie. Where in the world are you joining us from tonight? It's good to have you in. And we're getting some members now that are just passing the 12 months with us in pretty much every night. So I'll warn you, this is probably going to be a new thing. We'll be every night sending you off to sleep. Can't wait for tomorrow's evening in Portsmouth. They've got the Firework Championship. Firework Championship? What's that about? We've got the eclipse tomorrow night, haven't we? That's going to be good on the meteor shower. Laura Lass, how are you? Good to see you in there as well. Adam is in too as well. And the Morgs. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing there? Is that Sonic as well? It's is the peak of the meteor shower tonight, midnight, or tomorrow? You know what? It's a good question. I think it's tomorrow, I think, but I'm not. You guys will tell us. You'll correct us on that one. Debbie, you're Laura Less's mum. Very, very welcome in there. Good to see you. Yes, I think it's tomorrow night, but we not last night, we weren't on, but the night before we did catch a lot of the old shooting stars then, so hopefully tonight we are going to as well. You're trying the talk on your laptop and you don't know how to or emoji. Kate, it should be easier on the laptop. Right, where did we get to? Over on the Hannah there sent some coins. Feed Alan.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for those, Hannah. Where did we get to over on the YouTube chat? Let's see if my combined chat is going to connect now. And it's flashing in there. Yeah. They don't, sadly, though. They don't. Not everyone's native to it. So we'll give it a chance. It's not too bad at the minute. I think it's still saying that. Jinx it again. It wasn't until we started to go live. So that's going to give me more clues to figure it out there. The roadie offer with the catering wagon is still available. Tickers, we will take you up on that. I'm sure we very much will. Loch Lomond is in there as well. Pojo, good to see you tonight. And Emily as well there. Hello, Sam. Me and boyfriend Gary are watching. Well, hello, Emily and Gary there. Good to have you guys in. Where are we? Hope you're getting ready to zoom in and look for the anomalies. Don't rely on the tracker. Normally, at the minute, it's starting to give up about halfway through the stream. So keep your eyes peeled. Don't fully rely on it. It's already lagging there, guys. It's struggling tonight already. I think it's the heat doing the equipment in, you know. So yeah, I don't know how long the tracker is going to be on for, because it is. Yeah, oh my God, the rate on that is ridiculous, isn't it? Oh well, we'll see. Can't be asked to roll there. That is a sad day there, Raf. Buffy, that ever had a ghost experience? Yes, I have actually. Now, I'd had more of them than I had UFO experiences. That's part of the reason doing the stream is because, oh, there we go. Look, the tracker has started up again. No, it's lost it. So we're going to be relying on the grid a lot there. But I definitely did have some experiences, yeah, but we didn't with the UFO, and that's part of the reason for doing the stream. Can we have some there? Over the winter, I think we're going to delve a little bit more into the spooky side of things there. Hello from Denmark, Mr. D. Denmark, I do love your skies over there. And... oh, it doesn't start till 9:30 there. Oh, there you go. My TikTok has joined the chat there. Sonic coming in with all of the gifts there. Massive appreciation, all of that. And Matt, I looked up at the sky the night before last, and there was something so colourful, bright and fast. Oh, what sort of colours there, Matt? And the eclipse meteor shower and 6-planet alignment. Oh my God, that's a triple hit, isn't it? Maybe it's going to be our lucky day for a proper awesome sighting. So we're going to be on tomorrow night as well, guys. So obviously after the eclipse, not really got the kit to capture that one. But in the evening, we're definitely going to be on doing a Skywatch. Maybe we'll make an evening of it. Maybe we'll come on a bit later, or maybe even slightly earlier. And we're flying across the Cornish sky. Love it. And the buttons are not working. Interesting. It's Mercury and microwave. I tell you what, guys. Look, we're getting the flashing on the screen now. Had the computer on 2 hours, wasn't doing a thing. Go live. It's jinxed it. And Bugle there. Hello, Alien Hunters. How are you doing there? And Toka Boka as well there. Love space. See, this is the space is beautiful, even without the old aliens, isn't it? It is, you know, just nature. The show that it puts on up there, I think, is absolutely awesome. It took me a while to learn, Kate, there. We just waved at the TV, Emily. I'm surprised. I think over half of you guys do watch this on the big screen, and the idea of my face that large is quite ridiculous as well. But you're doing the pro move there on the big screen, phones with the chat. And good evening there, Mason, as well. 0 to 5 a.m. best over a window there, and the full 6-planet alignment will be visible as dawn begins. Oh, okay, so it is in the morning part. So like if we go into the early hours, that's the peak there. And Void, how are you tonight there? You also know paranormal investigator. Feel free to share those experiences too there, Mr. D. I do like a little bit of the older spooky stuff there. But guys, if you're just joining us, we're doing our live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch tonight, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. Long history of the strange and anomalous in these skies. So tonight shouldn't be any exception. We're just waiting for that blue to go. See the navy blue tinge? That is the last bit of daylight that's still up there, and this lens is picking up. When that's gone, we're going to see the colours of those stars. We're going to see more moving objects. There's still a lot on screen. The tracker is trying its best, bless it, but it is... Oh, it's picked up again from where it was, but that's weird. It's weird. It was anyway. So yeah, do tell us if you spot anything soon. I get lost in the chat, but if you do type in the coordinates into the chat, most of the time when it works, you know, A2 for example, it will illuminate the squares on the grid. So therefore, drawing, there we go, just like that, drawing my eye to it, and then we can zoom in on the really, really interesting stuff there. And Shortfolk there has have you seen the Y-Files interview with Travis from Skinwalker Ranch about the Gnostic books, about Sophia and the space stuff he's worked on? I seen about half of it, and there was some really interesting points. Oh, for God's sake, why is that flashing now? That is ridiculous. Sorry, guys. But yeah, no, there were some really good things in that. What were they? I don't need to go back and I think rewatch the first half, because yeah, there was some really, really interesting stuff mentioned there as well. Carl as well coming in with the gifts there, appreciate that one. UTF there, I love Hammy, and who else was that I just saw a second ago pop up there? Was it Justin? Thank you guys for the follows. Where are we all in from tonight? Do say hello, let us know where you're watching from. Might take me a second to get to you in the chat, because we're going through a few different options. A few different combined chats here tonight, so hopefully we'll get to you in a reasonable time, but it might take me a second there. But yeah, do say hello, ask away any questions. We want to hear from you all. Investigating for 24 years, what is the best bit of evidence, both spooky and UFO, that you have come across there? I want to hear about that. And V coming in with the gifts, thank you there as well. Where's my chat there? B and Norma, thank you for the follows. Where are you guys joining us from tonight? And Inspector Moore, suggestion for the tracker there, slightly larger rectangle, so you can still see the tracked objects. So that is a good suggestion. They are actually dynamic, those dots, so they do get larger if it's a larger object for exactly that reason. But maybe they need to start off a little bit of a default size. We'll take that one in. Love that one, Inspector Morse. The tracker, I can't even pick up the fat bright ones. You love the tracker. You miss the tracker when it's not on. And oh, it was blue, red, white in colour there, and it didn't look like a shooting star. No, the shooting stars are very, very distinctive, aren't they? And they're only there for very short periods of time. Excuse the flashing, guys. We might have to deal with that one in a bit if that gets any worse. In fact, it's warm today. I might move my fan temporarily and see if that helps. It might be a temperature issue. Give me 2 seconds. Where can I plug that one into? Let's go. The computer's going to get cool, but I'm not. Right, hopefully that's not broken anything. Let's turn the brightness up. I'm going to get warm, but that, yeah, hopefully the computer, if that cools down a bit, maybe that will help it with the old flashing. That's the area that I think we're most likely to be causing the problem there. So let's see how we get on with that once it's cooled down. Anyway, yeah, that's an interesting sight in there, Matt, sorry. And where are we down there? RJ, what's this then? Good question. This is a live UFO, a UAP Skywatch. Coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. So do say hello, let us know where you're all watching from tonight, guys. We're on pretty much every night, and with all the weather we're having, it's a lot of clear skies tonight. So yeah, do make sure you follow and subscribe to get those notifications when we go live. On cloudy nights, we do this. It's an alien radio signal hunt, where we search the hydrogen line, which is the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorise that if ET's out there, that's where they'd put the message. And if the moon's up, I'm going to be bothered. Well, it looks like that, and we see strange things there too. Doing the pro move soon, just booted up the PC. What's going to be the next level? We've had some people do it in VR, but we haven't had the sensor dashboard and the radar, and somebody watch the screen and the chat as well. But speaking of which, let's quickly bring up the old flight radar. Is there anything in the local airspace that we need to be aware of? There is something up there to the northeast, not too far from where we're from tonight. Let's cut that away so we can confirm if there's any air traffic in the area. I mean, planes do tend to show up quite obviously. People watching on the big screen there, snap a pic of... Oh no, I don't want to see that. Post in the Discord. Then Grandmaster, how you doing there? Special mention to Hamundo Ermin Raymond Pascal. Oh my god, I can't finish that one. The first Chilean astronaut there today, marks the anniversary. Awesome. Who did he go up with? The Russians? How are we doing? A up? Good to see you there. Ace as well, 6X. And where do you watch this? So you're watching it right here or over on YouTube. So if you want to, check out, guys, because if you're on the vertical, it's not actually as good an experience. It looks like that. The camera's around the right way. Less of my face, more of the night sky, and all sorts of other contextual analysis there. But this is our camera. So yeah, sadly, you've just got to be stuck with us for it there. And how do you use the tracker? So, Mr. D, basically, we're building it ourselves, which is why it's not perfect by any means there at all. So, where are we? In my opinion, Carl as well, Leanne V coming in with the gifts there. I appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. Adam too, I think I missed you, and Grim there. I think we're up to date on the gifts there, but thank you guys. So yeah, we're building it, so we basically just swear about it. But what it is trying to do, again, it's missing a lot, but it really is struggling. No idea why. Oh my god, yeah, it really is struggling tonight. But what it's meant to do is, if we zoom in,
zoom mode activated.
Is it going to pick one up? Well, it's looking for, there we go, like there we go, down here. So it finds an object and then plots its course and then gives it a predicted course. The dashed line is where it thinks it's going to go. And if it is a man-made object like a satellite or a shooting star, anything like that, they travel in straight lines. So basically, they're falling to Earth in a big circle. Passive. It's not going to move from that. So if it follows the green line, then it is expected. If it goes red like that, that was an incorrect track, then it's done something strange, something a man-made satellite just can't do, and therefore worthy of more investigation unless it's got it wrong. But it really is struggling at the minute, sadly. So we'll have to open that one up over the weekend and see if we can get it working a little bit better. But yeah, it's just moving, following those moving dots. And Drewski is in the house there. Bugle B3, good spot in there. Bottom of D1, the red dot, is that the dead pixel in D1? That is bang on there, good spotting. It is tickers, sadly. We've got one in the D1 there, so up here, we've got one kind of there, and we've got one over there as well, to keep your eye on there. Oh, 5 AM to 5:30, I ain't going to be up for that. We'll have to do it in the evening. And RJ there, how do you define between a UFO and a meteorite? So, very good question. It's the meteorites, the shooting stars, aren't actually that hard to differentiate. That's a weird one. Ooh, where the fuck's my cursor? Come on, get on the screen. Ah, it was overtaking. Did you see this one?
Zoom mode activated.
It was confusing me for a second. This one's on the same trajectory, and it was in behind it. It looked like a tower that came at the front, but it was just behind it. So yeah, the meteorites are quite good because they're so fast. With the frame rate of the camera, they appear as like a whole line almost at the same time. They just kind of fade in as this really bright line of a nucleus, and then the tail behind it. So they're quite easy to differentiate. It's the satellites that are really, really hard because they're at the high altitude, and all we're really seeing is that reflected light back, which, to be fair, if ET is flying around up there, he's going to look exactly the same as a satellite. Going to be going from A to B in a straight line. It's the most efficient path. Not much to avoid up there. Bouncing that sun's light back down to us here on Earth. So, yeah, it's gonna look similar. So the only way we can do it with any confidence is by their movement, by their behaviour. Stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory is how we'll know for sure there. And it happens occasionally, but it is rare. That is why it is a hunt. There, poor Google Pixel. And I saw something over Bournemouth about 10 minutes ago. Oh, B, excellent. What sort of thing? Describe it. We want to hear about that one. Ben, you over? Hello to the YouTube bunch there. And UTFT, Liverpool. I love that. Have you ever seen anything strange in those skies there? And Nathan, how are we doing today? Good to see you. To spotted an alien on E4 as well. Yes, Tickers, V's over on the TikTok there. Sasha as well, coming in with the follows. Where are you joining us from tonight? And Jeff there, Auckland, New Zealand. Is your camera on a pan tilt? It is, but it ain't bloody working. I've spent ages trying to... Oh, fuck's sake. Sorry, guys. It is working now. It didn't work all of the time I was trying to set that one up. Now the tracker's going to have a right sulk. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it round so we can actually get to the better part of the sky where the meteorites should be coming from. Come on. It won't work again now. It is. The next upgrade for home stuff is a better pan tilt head, and it's my finger is hovering over the button for this for that basically, but I have to wait because I'm poor. Oh, little tree in shot there, but there we go. So this is more towards the direction. Yeah, we need one that can deal with the weight a little bit better, a bit more consistent there. Oh, this the tracker just is tracking those stars because we moved the camera head and it can't tell the difference. It'll calm down there. Flick, sorry, how are you doing? Thank you for the gifts, very kind of you there. So it all goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we're doing. We're saving up, I said, to take the show on the road, do more on location. Skywatches there from UFO hotspots. And Norma joining from California. Good to see you in now. You're off your coast. There's a lot of strange things there, Norma. Have you ever seen something strange yourself? Back to boiling. It bloody is, isn't it, Mason? There. Your PS5 has been doing this. There, it might be the heat, because that is the only correlation we have for this new one there. Lee, we're all good. We're all good. A few technicals always, but we'll survive. And what are the tiny slow-moving dots I can see moving across the sky every night? Any ideas? So the tiny slow-moving ones, they are things in orbit of the Earth. Now, the majority of them are going to be man-made satellites, because there's just a hell of a lot of man-made satellites up there. I think we're about 16,000 of the damn thing. So statistically, most of them are going to be just that. But it's important to note that if they stop dead, change course or trajectory, speed, anything like that, that tells us for sure that it is something highly strange, because man-made objects cannot sort of operate like that at those altitudes. That is a slam dunk for us. Now, even if they don't, even if we're following these objects across the screen, can I find a bright one?
Zoom mode activated.
There we go. So this was not... Oh, no, it's very faint, but you can see it here. Even if that just continues on its journey, very straight, very steady. They're not giving us any evidence that it's doing anything strange. It still doesn't necessarily mean it is 100% a man-made satellite. These objects were seen, not to the same amount, obviously, well before man had stuff up there in space. It's on record. It's scientific papers are out there that have been looking into this. It is very strange. So things up there, essentially in orbit, are bouncing that sun's light back down to us here on the ground. And we're looking out for the ones that are giving us evidence to say for sure that they are very, very strange. Keep your eyes on them. It takes a while, but if you keep paying attention, you will see that when you go, did that just stop? Did that change course? Jeff as well there. Thanks there. Do you know if he has a video on his setup? I find it interesting. Jeff, we do actually. If you go on the Patreon, there is one there of the older version, and it's free. I don't think you have to. You shouldn't have to pay to get access to that one. I do need to do another one. We've got one on our member section on the tube, but we don't have a publicly available one there. But there's a link in bio for that. So I do need to update it, and I need to do one on what the camera looks like. Because we've done the studio, but I haven't done the camera. No, actually, tell a lie. The older setup, yeah, for all of them is on the Patreon. Then it should just be freely available. You just click through the link; it should take you to them there. Born in Salisbury, there. So literally just down the road. When you were growing up, what was all the sightings there? Like, what was the feeling locally about the phenomena? Was there anything cool going on there? And Illusion of Delusion. Where is Rendlesham Forest? So it is in the county of Suffolk, there, which is on the east coast of the UK. Oh, sorry there. Laurel S coming in with the gifts. Lee Fort as well. V and Laurel S.
Nom,
feeding
thanks,
Alan.
guys.
Sorry, he's a bit delayed tonight. He's slacking. But yeah, it's on the east coast of the UK there, just below Norfolk, just up from Essex, where I'm from. And yeah, it's the site of that landing / crash that happened just outside of the US airbase there in the woods in the 1980s. Lots of all the old television shows covered it. Real big mystery there. And we're going to go to Ground Zero, where it was reported to have happened, and do a live Skywatch from there. But it's only one of 13 locations that we have on our tour list as well. We'll read them off in a bit. Look at the astronauts' initials, Grandmaster. Oh, I can't now. It's too far up. Was it rude? Joseph there, nothing to see here, not at all. There, Lee as well, coming in with the cake, and Laura Lass again there.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan. Said all goes back into stream, same as the old merch, like our lovely Skywatcher t-shirt here. The memberships, the patrons, all that jazz there, so it's all getting us closer to get on the road there. Scare there, camera and program. So this is Sony A7. The program is custom though, so we're building it ourselves, hence why it is not working as planned at the minute. It was lovely a couple of weeks ago, and now it's started to get buggy, so we'll have to open it up at the weekend there. I probably just AI my own. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. You can do in this day and age. You can do. It is sometimes a little bit trickier. The AI really, we tried AI with this one, and it just is either too expensive to get AI to track the objects in real time. We've found, or it's not accurate enough with the overlaying of it and the mapping across there. But saying that, the AI changes every week though, so if it's not ready now, it might be next week. What a world we live in where we can do that there. Almost 100 over on the top. Well, oh, it's gone down a bit now, but guys, if you're just joining us, do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm a few minutes behind in the chat, but we will get to you all eventually. So yeah, do say hello. Ask away any questions. No silly questions here at all, so yeah, ask away. And if you've had an experience with the phenomenon, we'd love to hear about that whilst we're waiting for the action to happen on screen. But it's UFO, a Skywatch time there. The flicker looks like a dodgy cable. It's on that area. It's not actually a dodgy cable. It's the actual card itself is either not getting enough power or it's overheating. So I put the fan on it as a desperate attempt to add to the cooling, but we'll have to figure that one out. X coming in with the gifts. Thank you for that. How are you tonight, sir? And to follow you, awesome. They're scared there. Working on a documentary across the US on UAPs. I love the sound of that. Well, definitely when it's released, we want to hear about that one. Our community would love to hear about that one. What's the best sighting that you've had or even heard about? You know, somebody maybe you've interviewed for the documentary. And Heidi there. Hello from a cloudy Huddersfield. There. It is lovely and clear down here. You'll have to live vicariously through us tonight. But hopefully it'll clear up for you guys tomorrow. We've got the eclipse, haven't we? Very rare event. Make sure we enjoy that one. Danny coming in with the shares. Appreciate that, guys. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. You never know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena that they are going to share with us there. In fact, more than the sightings, although we do get to see some cool things, the one thing that has blown my mind more than sightings is hearing how much you guys experience, how often, and like the range of it there. It's blown my mind. So we do appreciate that, because you said you never know who's going to come in there. It's on pattern there. Pattern, yeah. And I'd love to be able to use and make something like that myself. In this day and age, it is all possible. This has been my bane of my life there. I think it is working tonight, Kate. I think. That one did anyway. Yeah, this is... in fact, you can tell, Kate, because my screen gets slightly blurry, like white line comes up because it's so bright. There we go. Yeah, you can. But this track, you'd think it's relatively simple, but God, you're trying to take into the curvature of the Earth into account and see how it's losing dots as well. Like, you think you've got it just right, but because the sky is always variable, you know, the quality of the image coming in, how much wobble there is, atmospheric interference, it throws it off all of the time there. Oh, did Leanne put a treasure box in there? And what was that? I'm not sure. I'm so far behind in the chat there. No worries there, Kate. And feel free to send it. It's just that way you can tell if I've got the message. Sorry, a little incoming chat there. And where are we down there? One day we probably will make it available though. Once it's more stable, we probably will make it available. All of our tools currently are publicly available. I say publicly, you've got to be part of our little crew. You've got to be on the Patreon, the free version. That's fine. But then also register on our website, thethinguFO.live, and then it lets you in and you can get access to our alien. Hold on, if I press the little video there, it shows you the website and all of the schedule and the normal stuff there, the merch, blah, 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 and all of that sort of jazz. It shows you yeah, all of that, but it will let you into the back end area once you're registered, and it'll say in a second, and you get to use the the sensor dashboard. There we go. All sorts of things like Schumann resonance, geomagnetic index, solar flare, solar wind speed, all of the data that's relevant to our searching and hunting. You can select which ones you want. You can pop them out there as well. So, and the Pro Move guy, if somebody needs that on a second screen or a projector, nobody's done that one yet. But then you also get access to our alien radio signal hunt SETI computer. It's always running. There it is. in the background, and you can go in and log any anomalous radio signals you capture when you're live there. Also got our UFO dog whistle as well, so you need to have the suitable speakers, but when you load it up, it's all the series of ultrasonic frequencies and tones that can summon apparently in the phenomena. We haven't started using it on stream yet. I'm waiting for another part, but we need the speakers ourselves. But yeah, you guys can use that one, so at some point I imagine the track will be up there as well. Lady Juicy, welcome aboard there, and Kimmy as well, appreciate that. Janie coming in with the shares, and my opinion, thank you for the gifts. Said it all goes back into the stream. Sure, maybe in the members, he'll answer you soon. Yes, we'll get, I think it is in the members, Nathan, thank you for that one. And there's a Starlink train on the way, Harco. Excellent. I do love to see a Starlink train. How long has it been launched for? How far apart do you think they are? How are you doing, Leanne? They're flashing in C2. Let's have a look. C2 is that one. Right, I'm going to keep my eye on that box, see if we can see it there. Normal planes, Mr. D. So normal planes, they're quite big when they come over, because we're a bit zoomed in with this lens as well. Like, you can really see them, and then especially with the strobes, they're very, very different how they display there. And likewise, we get the old radar up, let it reset itself, having a bit of a sulk, and you can see what's in the area. Look, there's two locally, not in our zone just yet, but it is worth keeping an eye on the top of them so we can confirm any sightings there. Neo, seen anything weird? Not for a couple of days. Is that the plane that we were just monitoring? I think that might be the plane.
Anomalous object.
No.
Zoom mode activated.
No, that is just a large satellite. It's not flashing. There we go. You see the dynamic dot there? It's a little bit bigger. We haven't for a couple of days, actually. It wasn't on last time there. Was it 22:17 times? Thank you there, Pojo, for the time check. So I'm about 11 minutes behind the chat. Not actually as bad as it can be. So if you are just joining us, we're doing our live UFO, a UAP, a Skywatch night, coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right down the road from Stone Henge, but right in the heart of Crop Circle country. So a long history of the weird and wonderful, strange and anomalous. Meteor shower time as well tonight, so we should see a lot of shooting stars as well as man-made satellites and things like that. But we're looking for the anomalies. We're looking for the ones that act in very, very strange ways there. The eclipse is from 6 till 8. Lock, it is tomorrow, yeah. So, silly me, I didn't get any suitable glasses to watch it with, though, did I? There, Esco as well, and Jay and Keita as well. Welcome aboard. Where are you guys joining us from tonight? There. We're releasing to the public. I don't have the teaser up there. Well, when you do scare, we want to see it there. If you use Discord, and this goes to anybody, do join our little Discord community, because I know that our crew would be very interested in those sorts of things. So we have got our personal experiences sections, guys. If you've had an experience there, you can post about them, images and videos too. Latest news, UFO news, all the topics. We reference podcasts there and there, plus our monthly Alien Movie Club. You're welcome aboard for that one. Tank are welcome on board as well there. I'm working my way through the chat. I'm a bit behind, guys. They are high, but you can see the difference with those. So a lot of these ones are more. These are mostly in the satellite territory there. But you're coming in with the hashtags there. And Sasha there, Missouri, US. I don't think we've had anybody in from Missouri before. Very good to have you in as well. Then Noel from Cardiff, not too far from us there. Wow, it's a long history of the strange and anomalous. Guys, have you seen anything there? Talk on the laptop is crap. It's just crap on the phone as well. I think his documentary is. I think it's about UAPs, and it's the eclipse tomorrow. It is. So I'm not going to be streaming it. I don't really have the kit for that one. There'll be better people doing that. So. But we'll be on in the evening as soon as it gets dark afterwards to do our normal Skywatch there. So make sure you join us for that. Peak of the meteor shower. Hopefully we're going to start to see some shooting stars tonight. Might spin the camera back around. Maybe see if we can find a better patch of the sky. And Jordan, what was that? Honestly, I'm so far behind. But somebody in the chat will know there. I'll be at Skinwalker Ranch next month. Now that is pretty damn cool, Scare. Are you doing interviews with the crew there? That's one of them places, guys. That's like a bucket list place, isn't it? So we're planning our UK UFO tour at the minute. Where's my tour shirt? It's on the back of my chair because I thought that would be a sensible place to put it. But it's actually harder to reach. So we're doing our UK UFO tour. So let's say a little special tour shirt there of all of the locations with the cryptids, the UFOs that they're known for, and then the places on the back. But the reason I got the shirt was to say, right, so when we kick it off, Scotland, we're doing Loch Ness, Calvine, Deckmont Law. Oh, there's a moth on there. Falkirk Triangle, Bronnybridge specifically, North Ilkley Moor, Pendle Hill, Todmorden, and the Midlands and Wales, Cannock Chase, the Berwyn Mountains and Broadhaven, Southwest, Rendlesham Forest, Clay Hill and Bodmin Moor. So that's what we want to do, UK UFO hotspot tour. But the dream that will never happen because it's far too ambitious is to do a US tour, so, and, you know, somewhere like Skinwalker Ranch, but live Skywatches like this on location right out there in the thick of it is, so that is the ambition. So that'll be the next step there. But, you know, Gates of Area 51, Skinwalker Ranch, Appalachian Mountains, all that stuff. Tank as well there, Tank Worker, good to have you in there. Adam, thank you for the shares there. Richie as well, welcome aboard, guys. Do say hello, where are you joining from there? And Lady Juicy, thank you for the gifts too. So it all goes back into the stream at the minute. It's going all towards saving up for, we need Starlink dish basically, so we can do consistent connection when we're actually on location for these streams. So yeah, the merch all goes into that as well. A3 meter. You spotted one, Stu. I wish my bloody clipping button was working a little bit better there. I must have missed it when I was dicking around. But we had a good few shooting stars the other day, like the ones that properly fill the screen. You see just the whole town. It's just so awesome to see. Pojo, it is hard. Well, so this is the thing. You know, I don't want to miss everybody's messages. So yeah, we've tried it different ways. This is the only thing. But I've got it on the big screen next to me, so I tend to miss the shooting stars, which is frustrating. But the other stuff, it should highlight itself to us. Starlink train. Oh, it's tomorrow. The train there. 21 7 Starlinks. Looking forward to that one. And Majus as well. How are you doing? Where are you joining us from? There. Hello, Angela. Sorry, my God, my words tonight there. 2219. Thank you for the tag there. Drewski as well, coming in with the gifts and shares. Massive appreciation there. How are you doing? Tate, sorry, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. Where in the world are you joining us from there? Well, I'm only going to see a pastoral eclipse there. Iceland and Spain apparently will get to see it totally. That is pretty cool. I think it's like still quite in the 90%, is it, for most of the UK, 95 for like Devon and Cornwall maybe. Still going to be pretty substantial there. Lamorgs as well, evening, how are you doing? How's Bobby tonight, Lamorgs? I'm glad more people are doing this and recording the sky. My thoughts exactly scared. Like the more eyes on the skies, the better. Like, you know, the more chances that people are going to see things, and therefore, and the more of their friends that they're going to tell. You know, our hope with this is that people just scroll across and go, oh look, the pretty night sky, let's watch this for a second, and hopefully they'll see the things, they'll hear your experiences as you're sharing them in the chat, and then, you know, just open that little window up there, you know, start to erode some of that skepticism slightly. Thank you there, Lee. Didn't know what to do last night. Even though I was totally screwed, I was just very very unwell, I still was just sitting there going, I really should go on. I hated it. I was out of routine, and I'm like, no, I must go on. But I would have been useless. I was so exhausted with feeling ill. And you know, it's a lovely clear night last night. So the FOMO, guys, the FOMO of not streaming. I'm looking up at the sky going, I should be streaming this. But good to see you in tonight there. Thank you, Scare. Massive appreciation there, and I'm very keen for your documentary when it comes out there as well. Lucy, how are you doing tonight? Good to see you in. Alan, I'm just getting to your message there, V. He's here. He's slacking off these days, but he is here. It's not visible in your hot time zone, that one, Harko. Do all satellites know there move at the same speed? It's a really good question. There are different speeds. So essentially, because there's no friction, there's no atmosphere up there in space, there's not much to slow them down. That's what slows us down here, is the fact that we interact in the atmosphere and we just get slower and slower. But they maintain their momentum mostly up there, and then eventually they get brought back into Earth, hit the atmosphere, and get slower and lower and burn up again. So they maintain their speed for most of the time. So whatever they're launched at, that's the same momentum normally that they continue at. And this International Space Station is about 17,500 miles an hour or something it works out as. It's insane. But I think there is a range of them there. And are we covering the eclipse? So no, we're not covering the eclipse directly. There's going to be so many people that are much better at doing it than me, I think, there. And Simplicity as well. How are you doing there? AP too. Scully as well. Good to have you guys on board. Where are you joining us from there? Brownie as well, coming in with the gifts. Thank you for that. Scotland will see a 93% if the clouds stay away. That's it. You've got to get the clouds to stay away there. Where are we down there as well? 130 odd watching. Oh, wow, there. And not even 50 likes. Come on. Thank you, Araf, for that. Guys, if you do choose to give us a like, we do really appreciate that one. I say you never know who's going to come in and what experience they're going to share. And that is how the algorithm knows that people might be interested. And, will then suggest it to more people. God, we've had some fantastic ones recently, to people telling us about their experiences. And it's those things where I'm going to have to rewrite my framework, my understanding of what might be going on with the phenomena. It's very, very interesting, I think, when you get these people in. The sort of experiences that, don't make the news, but are nonetheless incredibly fascinating. There's normally like a detail or two that you're like, you don't hear that before. I wonder what that means. Oh, and Scare there, do you sell the program or access to the beta? So normally they're just free, everyone's free, available to everyone. The most that we don't have with this one at the minute is mainly because it's just not stable enough at the second. So you have no idea ultimately what we'll do with it. But if you're on the Discord or something, you'll get the notifications. But you can always drop me a message and then I'll know to reach out to you there. Somebody, hey Spider, how are you doing? Thank you for the gift. Good to see you. How have you been? 11 Starlinks on Sunday. Oh, I do like seeing the Starlink trains come over there. They're always awesome there. Super Pancake, how are you doing? Good to see you too. There. Well, and Meteors Shower Peaks tomorrow night there. Don't forget ISC. We're going to be on tomorrow night as well. I mean, we're on pretty much every night anyway. And what with the heat waves that we're having, we're on literally every night with Skywatches. So do make sure you're following, subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, because then you get those notifications where we go live. But when it does get cloudy, guys, we do an alien radio signal hunt, kind of like the film Contact, where we search what is called the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorize that if ET's out there, where they'd put the message. And Ollie there, I've seen a few things you wouldn't believe. Try me. I mean, there's degrees of belief as well. Try me, you know. Maybe we would. And it's Moran there as well, Moranthropy as well. And thanks to the content there. I don't know anything about monitoring gear, but what kit do you use to do this? Thank you for the question. I do love it. And thank you for that as well. So basically, it's like a modern digital camera, like, you know, out there. It's nothing particularly fancy. It's an older Sony A7 there. Hey, up feeding Alan. Thank you for that.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, and then you just bring it into the computer. The software, all the tracking stuff and all the overlay grid, that's stuff that we're building ourselves at the second there. But we probably will make it publicly available at some point. So if you're in our little Discord community, I'll link in bio for that. You'll get a heads up when that's going on there. But it's not as hard as people think. But like any hobby, there's always something nicer to buy next week, isn't there? You get one thing, you're like, oh, this would make an improvement. Oh, is the internet having a sulk for you TikTokers? It's been a while, guys. Hopefully it's not lagging too much for you guys. Start off. Sorry, TikTokers. It looks like the internet had a little bit of a sulk there. It will sort itself out eventually. There we go. Hopefully it won't be too much there. Oh yeah, Scare, exactly. You try and make it better and then it breaks. Yeah, like literally, and it's like, which bit did I do that broke it? And now why is it worse? Oh, it was so good. And it's like, I shouldn't mess with it. But then you get the temptation, like, wouldn't it be good if it could recognize the stars that are in shot? And then what about, you know, we'll then overlay what satellites they are from a database. Oh, you do it and then it gets worse. There. And hypersonic monkey brains there. If I crank the brightness, I can see a lot more stars there. Can you try cranking the brightness on the feed? Actually, we do need to crank it up. Thank you for the heads up there. It's about as far as we can grow around that one before it gets too grainy for it there. Tempted to go outside and see if I can turn the camera up another notch though. What way is the camera pointing today? We are pointing to the east, pretty much directly east actually at the minute, from our place here in Wiltshire in the UK, because we're trying to, because it's northeast is where the meteor shower is going to be coming from, but there's too much light pollution if we go fully north, so we're a little bit around this way at the minute. Hundreds of meteors due tonight there, X. Hopefully we're going to see a few of them. We've seen one, I think, earlier, haven't we, there? And all those big moments will be lost in time there, like tears in the rain. Is it time to die there, Bugle? Very poetic there. Loving the emojis there, V. And Leandro, how are you doing tonight there as well? Shiva, thank you for the follow. Where are you in from tonight? And Danny, in here from Stoke-on-Trent there. Good to have you in, Danny. Have you ever seen anything strange in the skies? Do guys ask away any questions you got there? No silly questions at all. And hello from South Africa. Oh, that is quite far afield there. What an awesome channel. Thank you, Philip, sorry. Good to have you there. Have subscribed or definitely become my favourite channel there. Seen UFO activity here. Also quite a few. Philip, we need to hear more on that one. Thank you for all of that kind words. But also, like, this isn't what a world that we live in, guys. The day and age where we can be connected this way, and you'll get to hear everybody's accounts of the phenomena, all the specifics of what's going on. Like, people can join from anywhere in the world, and then anywhere in the world, and then you get to hear the accounts that just wouldn't have made it on the press previously. You know, they wouldn't have get past a few friends or the initial experiences there. And that is, I think, why we're getting disclosure, because we are so well connected now. The mainstream excuse of, oh, it's just swamp gas, it's just not holding, because people are now so in hearing these accounts, having the accounts and the experiences themselves. I love that one, Philip there. And can we get a happy birthday for Joe? Happy birthday, Joe there, friend of Drewski. how are you doing? How old? How old are we doing, Joe? I hope you're being spoilt. Alan says hello, happy birthday as well there. And I've sent a story to Discord. Mr. D, massive appreciation. I 100% will there. And Life Lexicon there, watching from near Bucharest, sorry, Romania. And I appreciate what you do. Thank you. And I appreciate you coming in and supporting us with your questions and your viewing there. Hey, if you've had an experience, I'd love to hear about that one too. And Janie there, hoping Paisley has clear skies tomorrow night for the eclipse. Hopefully, guys. Hopefully you're going to get a good show in there. I forget water exists. User 249 will be covering eclipse, so not this time round. I think there's going to be people much better kit that are able to do it, but we will be on as soon as it gets dark afterwards tomorrow for the rest of the meteor shower as well. So again, make sure you're around for that, guys. We're going to see lots there. It's true that Facebook holds back UFO videos that they suspect are real and prevents users from sharing them with the public. I don't know, but we know that there is a lot of, how would you word it, there's a lot of filtering. There's a lot of censorship in general, and for various different reasons. It's not all just the government going, don't tell them about the UFOs. A lot of it as well, people, they don't believe it. They think it represents other things. It's obviously sometimes there's a religious aspect. People have the bias comes in, it's counter the religious things there. Some people just go, it's so stupid, people don't need that. It's fake news or whatever, and their bias affects those things. But we've been reading as part of our deep dives. So we do the deep dives every couple of weeks for our members and our Patreons, where because it's private feed, the little thank you, we all join in and we share our thoughts and read through all of the old classic documents, the declassified stuff, the leaked accounts, the whistleblower stories there, all the video stuff that the US is releasing. We go through all of them together, but we've been doing the declassified reports from the CIA, the US government, various universities, and all the official ones back from the 50s and 60s, and the 40s actually, looking into the phenomena at the time. What did they think? And it's really interesting because all of these reports say there is something going on. It is really, really strange. We need to spend more time and money on this. But the government reports then say we can't let the public think it's real. Because if they do, the Russians could use that against us by creating a panic about UFOs. So they were suggesting, public disinformation, make it ridiculous, nobody takes it seriously, and that's exactly the world we live in. They were successful in doing that. But the reports state there was something going on. They don't get into specifics, it's the early stuff, but it's very, very interesting there. And by the way, guys, in case you didn't know, you can zoom in from your phone screens. That's a good point, actually, Pojo. Yeah, you can, and it is worth doing, guys. It is very worth doing. And Living Light, how are you doing tonight? Good to see you, Em. Works up to 8x. That's over on the tubes. Can you do it on the TikTok? I can't do it on the TikTok. That's a shame. But that's why, guys, the tubes is the better experience. At the thing UFO. And where is it? There we go. That's what it looks like. More of the sky, less of my face, round the right way actually, and also sort of a contextual analysis. It's normally a lot more stable than the TikTok as well, so it's definitely worth finding us there too. And also, if we get too much of that flashing, then we do have to sever the TikTok limb. You have to pick one, basically. So we're always good as a backup there as well. And especially when we do our live on locations, at the minute we should be able to fix this, but it does seem to be a problem with TikTok doing that. So if you want to catch us when we're doing the Iron Age Hill Forts around sometimes it is just YouTube at the moment there. There's so much movement tonight there. And Living Light feeding Alan.
Nom, nom, nom.
Thank you, Living Light. Just drank a bottle of vodka there to keep warm in this heat. And Pancake, how are you there? Can't afford a projector, so you can get an SUV or the van next for touring. And you say you can't afford a projector there, X. What van are you going for? I've got on my, I can't afford one, but on my eBay wish list, like the little shop, you following, whatever you call it, I've got a lot of the old classic American Dodge vans, because I'm like, if you're going to do UFO hunting, it's got to be in a proper chrome grilled American, vehicle, I think. That's the only aesthetic for me that works. UFO on the number plate and a bullhorn strapped to the front. How like bin men, put soft toys in the front of their bin lorries. I think we have to put Alan on the front. There. Where are we? In here as well. It needs a high frequency tweeter. The dog whistle. Bang on, Nathan. Thank you for putting the context. I remembered you there. So you are right there. Actually, I do have suitable speakers, but what I don't have is a spare phone to put out next to the speakers outside. Although I do need to set that more portable because they're studio speakers for when we do the on locations. But for the dog whistle, for the summoning of the craft, I need a phone that I can plug into speakers outside, that's away from the house. It's not the biggest hurdle, but yeah, we will come up. So what we're talking about there, guys, is this theory that there are a number of ways of basically, well, what we're doing right now is a passive Skywatch. We're looking to see, hopefully, ET fly as he goes from A to B over us here in the UK, hoping to just catch him. And we do see some strange things, but passive. But can we make the stream active? Reportedly, there are a number of ways that you can kind of encourage it. CE5, you've heard of it, this idea that meditation and consciousness practices can sometimes really work to, you know, this two-way connection with it there. But one of the other ways is the idea of these ultrasonic tones and frequencies, a dog whistle, that can really, really, you know, hopefully get them showing up. If that gets worse, guys, head over to the tubes. That flashing, that's very frustrating. Thought I'd fixed it the other day. Must be the temperature. Anyway, the tones and frequencies. So we're almost ready to get that set up and start including that in our Skywatches. But I can play you the test tones for now. So if I turn that on in a second, wait a minute, what? There we go. Right. So down here, that line has just appeared. No, it's having a sulk there. Sorry, let it reset. There we go. Is it going to stay on this time? So yeah, just below us here, if you're on the YouTube, and you should see it about here on the TikTok. You'll basically see the waveform, the line. Because of these are ultrasonic tones, we can't hear them with the human ear. We need a visual representation of when they're going, so we know that they're all playing. Now, this is, as I say, a test, so we can actually play our test tone that you will hear for it. There you go, a bit of a lag for the bar to come up there. But yeah, that's the idea of it there. I can turn that one off now. So once we've got the speakers all plugged into that, then hopefully we can start to summon them in. Now that is the test tone, so we can hear it, but that doesn't sound like that to the aliens. In theories there as well. Snaffle's coming in, Aware, and Tommy there as well. Where you guys joining us from tonight? And Ellie as well. Thank you for the gift, massive appreciation. All goes back into the stream. Help us improve what we're all doing there. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's the old flashing tonight. So Leroy, what's sorry for? What are you sorry for, Leroy? Oh, drank a positive vodka. You're allowed to have a good time sometimes. And Gandalf, how are you doing tonight? There, Bax as well. I'm also in Wiltshire, and I've seen a few things. Bax, tell us more. Like what sort of lights in the sky? Weird crap. Wiltshire is the only words I have is like a storied landscape here. Like coming from Essex, pretty flat. There was a bit of history there, not much. But here, there are, you know, stone circles, there are cairns, there are, you know, barrow mounds, there are, you name it, there's weird stuff. You can just kind of feel a bit of strangeness that's just been here for all of time. It's a weird place, but in a lovely way. There, you've got to tell us about what the ones you've experienced there, because I'm very new to Wiltshire, just a year and a half now I think we've been here, and yeah, we have seen some strange things, even just being here that little amount of time there. A wine gum. Any sign of the ISS? Not, I don't think until September now, apparently. You're all good there. Leroy, you're all fine. You pushed the boat out of the boat, put 2 welding glasses for a staggering £1.56. I wish. Oh, Flying Disc Fanatic, thank you for the gift there. Very kind of you. I'll get you in a second. Yeah, I forgot to get any sort of, even they were more expensive than those that I was looking at, the old for watching the eclipse. So I'm gonna come in tomorrow and I'm gonna be doing this because I still tried to watch the eclipse and burnt my eyes. There. Chuckles that I get more adverts watching on the big screen than I do. Really? I thought it'd be the other way around. That's actually hilarious, but not in a good way. Up there. Eclipse glasses, you can have mine for 50 quid, Gandalf. Can you do delivery for 50 quid on that one? Because that actually probably ain't too bad. There. Do you have many crop circles by you this year? Yeah, have you been to see? So Teza, good question. There have been a lot. This year for the crop circles seems to be insanely busy, like ridiculously active for crop circles. I didn't get to see one, though last year we did, and it was just on the outside of town. We paid it a visit. This year didn't line up with when I could able to travel, so they kept getting mowed out really, really quickly. But it's been very, very active. That is another one of our ambitions, to do the first live Skywatch from inside the heart of a crop circle, and obviously bring you guys along for the road. Wow. Last of the big spenders. Oh, what was that one? I don't know. But if it normally flashes up if it's something... I've got a big screen here. So most of the time they're going to be man-made satellites, even if they're a bit bigger. And there are a range of sizes. There are a range of speeds. There's a range of different altitudes that they're at. All of that stuff, colours as well, flashing sometimes too. So that sort of stuff is within the range of expected. What we need to see 100%, to confirm, is stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that it is something much, much, much more anomalous. But again, most of the time, even ET is going to look very similar to this one. So coloration and flashing, interesting, but not necessarily alien. Keep looking up there, and heavens as well. Will we see aliens? Hopefully, but to be honest, even if we do see something moving across the sky that zigzags around the place, now what we're seeing can't be a man-made satellite, can't be an aircraft, can't be a shooting star, can't be anything that we can think of, or scientists as well. This is their definitions. Nothing we have moves like that at these sort of altitudes. But what it actually is, can we say it's aliens for sure? I can't. I don't have the information there. But I mean, what else are we left with there? And it's Chief Von Beef, Chef Von Beef there. How are you doing? Cosmic Travellers, good to have you in. Love food, Leroy. Me too. And my luck, it'll be a blasted cloudy. Hopefully not for you there. I'm a bit behind in the chat, guys, but give me a second and, well, give me a few minutes and I will catch up with you. Do say hello, especially if you're new here. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. We want to hear from you all, but I am. That message was 22:32. Are we now? Okay, right. I'm now 20 minutes behind in the chat there. So it's going to be a second. Living Light, some tracking lines look like they're... Living Light. It is struggling at the minute. It is struggling. I think it's the heat, honestly. But... you think the computers are really having a bit of a bad time. I mean, look at that track there. Look at that. It was not doing that before. I think it's a combination of the heat and also there's a lot of atmospheric haze at the minute. So if I zoom into these ones here, so if we look at a fixed dot, look how much they're jumping around. I think that's throwing it off quite a bit. Whereas we weren't getting this a little bit earlier on. I'm blaming it on that. I don't know if it actually is that as well. V! Oh, it was in front of me, V, and I totally missed it there. Sorry, but thank you, V, for those ones. And Alan can have the potatoes
Thanks,
there as well. Caitlin as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you in from? A lovable drunk. Here in the USA, Georgia. I love that one. Lady Juicy. I love that. Seen anything strange in the skies of Georgia? Say a dream drinks. You never know. Exactly, Laura. You never know. You never know. If you don't try, you don't find out, do you? But yeah, maybe we'll do a US tour. And again, we're bringing you guys for the road there. What do you think of Dave Pilates there, the missing 411? He got me hooked, but found out exaggerates and leaves a data. Buffy, yeah, that's exactly my thing. Hooked, fascinated, and then the details around it, you go, oh, are you sure you this, yeah, there's a few there that have been, these missing people were found that he still put them in the book, so stuff like that apparently. So I'm like, we don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Doesn't mean there's not something else there, but it does it does put a bit of a taste in there, doesn't it? And Lee, there, you can count me in on the tour, Sam, if you come up north. Lee, bang on. We need to do a little, we are at some point going to do a little get together, do like an overnight, so try and tie it in with a Skywatch and some activities during the day as well, somewhere down here. Hopefully we can all have a thing. We'll stream it together. As it noticed more activity between 2200 and midnight. Possibly. Normally it quietens down actually for us. Normally it quietens down a little bit, I'd say for us there. H as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you in from tonight? I'm still quite far behind in the chat, but I'll get there eventually there. Skinwalker Ranch have a live camera feed and it costs a tenner a month there, DJ. Bloody hell. I mean, hey, they've got to pay for it somehow, haven't they? 10 quid a month, Jesus. Oh my god, that's getting quite big, that flashing. Luckily it's only as bad on the TikTok. Sorry TikTokers, we are working on this technical issue. We're trying to deduce what it is. I don't think it seems to be temperature. In fact, let me bring up my little old task and just see if there's anything coming up on the screen. Performance. Funny enough, just as I say that, it went up on there as well. Let me have a look. Is there anything? Let's have a look at the... No, GPU looks alright there. We're well within bounds for everything on here. Yeah, we're well in range there. Maybe it's a power thing? Sorry, I'm just trying to deduce this, where that flickering could be coming from. Oh well, we'll still have to explore it there. Love you guys too, Leroy. And Dean as well. I got the bug there. Watching while in Norway. Love it, Dean. Make the most of those skies whilst you're there, though, as well. Norway has such a history with sightings there. And the culture, apparently, is quite open to it as well. I know we've got a few of you guys in from that way. Mate, though, yeah, you got to let us know if you spot anything there. As well down here. Rib, how are you doing there? Angela as well there. When's the ISS coming over again? I think September sort of time there. And proven cannot be a satellite there. They are the size of a car, and we only just see a plane. So I've heard people say this before, but that's not quite. It's not quite the way to look at it, is it? Because we're not necessarily seeing something reflective of the same size up there. It's like when a car's coming to you with those stupidly bright headlights. You don't just see the outline of the bulb, do you? You see the whole white light of Jesus coming over the ridgeline. So the light isn't necessarily reflective or representative of the size. Now, it can be sometimes, because if that object is closer, relative to us, it can reflect more light. It's going to reach us back here. It's going to be brighter. So the size, or if it's a larger but at the same distance, it's going to be more light back. But it's not necessarily the same sort of thing on it there. And Doddle coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those, Doddle. And if anyone wants to do the timestamps for cool spots, hit Kate up. Yeah, we would appreciate that. I need to get on. I need to get on some more clipping. So yeah, it all helps out. Kate's on that one. The Zeta Reticuli. Sadly, ML, we can't see it from this hemisphere. We can't even point in that direction, which is very, very sad, because obviously, lots of history, lots of lore with that part of the phenomena. And if you don't look, you won't see anything. Exactly there. And Captain coming in with the big gifts as always there. How are we doing tonight, Captain? Thank you so much. Anastasia as well coming in with the shares there. Appreciate that. All helps us get it. It's the likes, the shares, guys, the tapping away, all of that jazz. It helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. You never know who's going to come in and with what experience of the phenomena, and help us piece this puzzle together there. Got you on the phone, still watching the sky and listening and looking out there. Love it, Pancake. And where are we? Down here as well. Why is that not on there? How many UFOs experiences you had? Oh, Mr. D, good question. So I think over the year we've been doing this, the slam dunk, that is strange ones, it's got to be about 4 to 5. I can't remember. 4 to 5, something like that. Then they've got the middle range, which is like the one-offs, we call them. So you've got to remember, these objects, these are in orbit, they come round and round again. So once you've been doing this for a year, you've seen most of the variations in pretty much all of the weather conditions, the seasonal variation where the sun's in different positions, all at different atmospheric variations. But the ones that are just like, you've only ever seen these things look like that once. It's not in of itself slam dunk that it is anomalous or it is alien, because it's not displaying the stuff there, but you go, what the hell is this if I've only ever seen this once? I've not even seen it come around again so easily. We see a lot more of those. They're much more regular as well. She from Beef there, Life UFO Hunt. How are you doing there? We picked the right night to bring the binoculars and a Bourbon. Yeah, exactly. It is alive. We're here live pretty much every night doing our sky watches. So where in the world are you joining us from there, Beef? And where are we down there? Share as well there. Thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. I think so. But if you have to, you have to. Where are we? Sorry, look in the chat there. It's Scorchio. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, it's hot again. It's just got warmed up. This room is south facing, just cooks, doesn't get cool. It'll be this hot all night, and then all the lights and the computer stuff. So I think that's why we're getting the flashes. I think the computer's going, it's too hot, mate. And Vic's there. Have you seen a UFO? We have, not tonight, but we have seen many things that come under the category of unidentified. Now, are they alien? It is hard to say for sure, but they are definitely anomalous. We can definitely call off the man-made, the known organic things like that. So, I mean, for me, that is where we're leaning there. Should have been here last night. There, the things we saw. Gandalf. Oh, I was ill, but I was like, I really should go on. It's a lovely clear night. The FOMO, I was really. It was like being grounded after school and seeing your friends playing like that. I was just like, no, it's a clear night. I've got to do it. But I was so ill. I was trying to listen to myself once. It's not good there. Thank you, V. That's very, very kind, OG V. That's possibly the vodka there, Leroy. Where are we down there? You always hate yours when younger. Always the way. Give some likes, Mr. D. Thank you for that. We do appreciate it all. That's how we reach you all, actually. There. You never know who's going to come in and what experience they're going to share. BH as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you in from? Simply the best. Exactly. As well. Thank you for your salad. No, that's a brilliant question. Thank you for the question. Good to have you. And guys, ask away any questions. No silly questions here at all. You have to wait a while for the response because the chat is very full tonight. But we will. I'm determined to get through all of your questions. This is not the longest delay in chat we've ever had, guys. So YouTubers, you're not used to this. Normally I'm like 10 minutes behind. But on busier nights, it can get rough there. A rundown on the Warminster thing there. Familiar with the name, but not the full story, Chief. Brilliant one. So the gist is, guys, if you're over on the TikTok, you don't see the location as much, but we're in a little town in Wiltshire called Warminster, and it is known, and I didn't realise this until moving here, that it was the site of a massive UFO flap in the 60s and 70s there. It was like 15 years of consistent stuff, basically, and that's why it's called the thing. It was reported landings, abductions, missing time, dead animals, lights in the sky, crashes, strange noises as well, and all of that. Bloody hell, that's noisy. Go away. Sorry, that's TikTok. Blame TikTok for that, telling me I need to complete those little silly puzzles to prove I'm not a robot, even though we're on here doing the fucking stream. Anyway, so yeah, it was everything, but it was consistent as well. It's the only place that I know that there was multiple witness sightings of multiple different events from different vantage points in the town. There was, accounts where 3 different people or 3 different groups of families would see the same thing in town from different points, and then again multiple times. You could turn up here pretty much any weekend and have a sighting. And one of my favourite stories, although this isn't a unique story by any means, was an American DJ at the time from New York. He was doing well in his career, heard about it because it was in all the newspapers at the time, came over here on holiday to see the thing, it was such an impression on him that he quit his job, moved here to be with it, and another DJ did exactly that as well. So it was consistent. I don't know of anywhere else in the world that went on for, it wasn't just one sighting, then 3 years later another sighting, and then so on. It was 10, 15 years of consistent activity here. But it was all sorts of weird stuff, and it does seem to be going on not to the same degree, but a little bit there. Feel like that is time. Dead Fixel, yeah, and Be Free. Oddran, how are you doing there? Watching the eclipse tomorrow? I will be. We won't be streaming it though, but we will be on after the eclipse when it gets dark there. And Spider there went to watch the sunset and caught something on picture. Oh, DJ, I want to see that. What sort of thing was it? You've had some very good pictures in the past. Bonkers, was it mad? Millworm, brained and knobheads. Dave. Why is it that you... It's fine to not think certain things are real or anything like that, but the fact that the existence of people like that warrants the outburst, that for me, it's like the lady doth protest too much a little bit there. Where are we there? You want to open your mind. The world is a lot more interesting than I think you probably believe. 30 degrees tomorrow and Thursday apparently. It's over that already here. It is ridiculous at the second the way it's going up, but at least we're getting a lot of good clear skies. So guys, if you are just joining us, we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight there, right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. Thank you for being on that one so quick there. But hey, they still get to be roasted. But yeah, right down the road from Stone Henge, but right in the heart of Crop Circle country here. And we're on pretty much every night, guys. So make sure you're following, subscribed, whatever it is, wherever you are, so you know when we go live. A lot, I said, clear skies, so a lot of sky watches. But on those cloudier nights, we do an alien radio signal hunt where we search the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial, where scientists theorise that if ET's out there, this is where they'd put the message. And when the moon is up full and I can be bothered, we do a moon watch, see some strange things up there. So we're always looking to get action, to get some evidence, hopefully, of the phenomena. And what is that going up? Good question there, Brandy. So I'm a bit behind on that specific one, but the moving objects we're seeing at the minute, I haven't seen any anomalous ones. So most of these are going to be, statistically, most likely to be man-made satellites. And what's happening is, anything up there in orbit. See, like I've got my little model here, like there. See that flash like that? See how it's catching the light from my light in here? What's happening is the similar thing that is happening with the man-made satellites, ET flying around there, large things in orbit. They reflect at certain times of the year, the light back down to us here on Earth. They've still got a direct line of sight to the sun. So, with a sensitive lens, you sometimes see it with the naked eye if you've got low light pollution, but we see so much because the camera lets in so much light, so they're very faint and we can see them. So all we know is that something's up there in orbit reflecting that sun's light back down to us. How do we tell that they're UFOs, I hear you ask? And it's a very, very good question because it's difficult, essentially. We're working on quite limited data, hence why we're trying to track these objects to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. But we do not know for sure until they stop dead, shoot off at speed, come along and change course or trajectory like that, because that is behaviour that man-made objects just can't do. Things in orbit, they're passive. They're falling to Earth in a big circle. So for us down here, straight lines, consistent speed. So we see that behaviour, and we know for sure there isn't technology that can do that. No natural known objects can do that as well. Now, if it doesn't do that, it doesn't mean that it is definitely a... We get any aircraft right over here? Oh. So bring up the tracksuit in the aircraft. Right, that one, that fucked me. It got me last time, guys. It got me. Now, previously it's been the ISS that's done that. This is what we would call a one-off.
Zoom mode activated.
So you see how it went massive and purple and shut me up, because that's my reaction when we actually see something. Now that's interesting. So that got very, 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 very bright when it peaked. Now that can happen, as you imagine. See, like here, when I move this along in an orbit, look, it flashes, or it gets brighter in the middle. Satellites can do that relative to us, the sun, depending on the position. But that went very purple. The only other time that's happened is when it was the International Space Station, and that is definitely not the International Space Station. So that's a
anomalous object. Confirmed.
Again, you don't see that it's not done something to break the rules, so we can't say for sure. But I've not seen one do that unless it was the International Space Station, as far as I remember. There as well, oh, big light, very much so. Maybe tonight, Morningwood, how are you there? Maybe tonight is the night of the invasion. Maybe if we've got that triple celestial event tomorrow. I'm always modding there. Kate, it's your double, you got one on each platform there. Brill, thank you, Hugger, there. And my finger was poised there. And joint there. Can I please get a happy birthday message to my friend Joe? And he has been a big fan for years there. I love you. Thank you. Is it Josh there? Sorry, not Joe. Josh, well, happy birthday message, Joe. Sorry, there. And happy birthday from, I'm going to call him Brian then. God, the heat's getting to me. Happy birthday from Alan as well. How old is Joe? However, I didn't have the right to chat setting. I missed the first. Do you watch Maximum Fear on YouTube there? That's got aliens. Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen Maximum Fear. I'm going to have to check that one out. Was it another like investigation sort of one there? Robert as well, coming in with gifts. Thank you for that, sir. So it all goes back into the stream and helps us improve what we do. I didn't come from Monkey. Well, I mean, we're of a lineage, aren't we? I think that's reasonably well established. But has there been meddling? Has there been something else in between? I'm very much open to that one. Drewski, was you... why did that come through as Josh as well? Are you both friends? Are you also friends with Joe? Because that's a very similar one there. D4 Meteor, I totally missed that one, Gandalf. Damn it, you guys are getting all the good spots this time. Who's this Joe? He's very popular, and it's his birthday. They're the two things that we know. Geo as well there. Space has non-zero friction levels there. Yeah, so for kinetic, oh my god, the calculations there. Moving objects, for static foundation is used to calculate the function, or the friction, sorry, of orbital objects. Very good. So it's a near vacuum. So not a total vacuum. It's not like nothing there, but it's a near vacuum, isn't it there? So it's almost like that, I think it's rather than like if we were to roll a ball on a surface, depending how much energy you put in there, you imagine it sort of peters itself out here, doesn't it, on Earth? But in space, apparently it goes on for about 2 billion light years, so it's very low friction there. Oyo as well, coming in with the shares, appreciate that. And I've seen an unidentified flying trampoline before in the high winds, watching your Argos trampoline fly down the road there. And Jolly! Meteors phase change, gas becomes a solid and then falls to Earth. Oh, is that the explanation for the meteorites in the flat Earth? I'm going to call it flat world. It sounds much more civilized. Intercity as well, thank you for the gift. How are you tonight? I'm well behind in the chat, guys, but I'm working my way through. I'm going to start speeding through it there. Someone explain the radar tracker to me. How does it work? Is it publicly available? So, John, it will be at some point, we'll have it on our website. We're making it ourselves, hence why it's a bit shit. It's really struggling at the second, combination of heat on the computer, but also how there's a lot of atmospheric haze, which it doesn't like, so it keeps losing tracks there. But essentially it's looking for movement, light pixels changing position in the sky, and then it follows them along. And the idea is it's going to predict its course. If it's a man-made object like a satellite, or if it's a shooting star, they all move in straight lines relative from us down here. Big circle really, but for us, our point of view, it is a straight line at a consistent speed. So it basically is identifying it, monitoring it, predicting that course as that one's just doing right there, and if it follows that course as expected, it stays green, therefore telling us, look, there's no evidence that this is strange. If it goes red, then either it's a missed track, which does happen, or it's done something strange and we need to look a little bit closer. But you see how many is on screen? It's so easy to miss them, so it's good for that there. Here we are. We're across 2 platforms, aren't we, V? Thank you for the heads up there. And it works wonderfully, as Raf says there. We've linked the tracker is really called the Raf 5000. Do you have a shades for the eclipse tomorrow? There, I didn't buy, and I'm still going to risk having a look. Lucy, same party. I shouldn't, so don't do it. Don't have a look. Don't even be tempted. But I probably will, and I'm going to come in tomorrow like that from doing it because I left it too late to buy them, didn't I? Swamp Gas, the original Mick West there. Yeah, like the sightings that we've had and stuff, like there's a lot in that middle ground of like misinterpretation of what you're seeing. I totally get that a lot of people probably do mistake Venus. If you've never seen a Starlink train before come around, you don't know what it is, I can imagine why you would think that's a UFO. There's this big middle ground that I can totally understand can be deciphered, the mystery around that. I don't want to use the word debunked, but that sort of thing. But to think that everything is that, I mean, the amount of people that come in here and just go, they're just satellites, and you're like, yeah, we know there's a lot of satellites, lads, but what we're saying is that we think it's worth having a little bit of a look for the odd one that isn't, maybe. And it's not just us, there is evidence there are strange things up there that are not man-made. Some very interesting papers out on that recently. That's out there. What those things are, that's the next question. But that's the thing, yeah, it's very easy to write off, isn't it, sometimes there. And I was just about to say hydration. Thank you, V. Yeah, I keep forgetting to that one. Almost gone to 2 bottles. I can do a time-lapse lethal. That'll be cool. Yeah, that's now that one goes there. No SL shades. I was going to get them off of Amazon. I thought, hey, look, they're still in stock. I've not left it too late. Then you look at the delivery time and you go, well, that's after the eclipse. Raf speaks facts. He loves for the stream there. Facebook. I used to have the issues there up. Yeah, I came off of it years ago. Excited to see it there. Hopefully, don't lose your eyesight. Yeah, you can kind of as a way of doing a projector. People were sharing that in our Discord, but so you don't have to look at it directly, but you can still see it happen. Should be okay if you've got shades. I'm going to 3 pairs of sunglasses like that one. Rio, how are we doing? Oh, V, you missed the last deep dive. But there'll be another one. So we did a double bill at the weekend, actually. So there's a couple if you want to catch up on them. They are available over on the Patreon and the Discord. And guys, if that does sound like your cup of tea there is a free trial of a month. So you'll be able to catch 2 deep dives and watch the past ones back. Trust me, it's like doing your UFO homework. It's so interesting. Actually reading the documents that everybody talks about, all of the ones you've heard on the podcast all the time, and you actually read for it yourself and you go, oh, this is interesting. And it just unlocks stuff, it's very worth doing. 2 pairs, Lucy, to play it safe there. Well, that is true, Ref. Yes, once we've got it working well enough, then we will probably make it available there. Industrial supplies by fixed welding glass there, shade at 12mm minimum. I was going to do that, but now I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've not even got. There might be a screw fix around here. There might be a screw fix. Maybe I could do that one. You could always have the sun behind you and film the sky as it goes dark there. Since UK's partial eclipse there, it's still too dangerous to view directly. Yeah, sadly. Might figure out something to do there. Oh, the YouTube hates you, V. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll make you an Alan email account just so you can access the tubes and comment in there. Won't tell him it's you, obviously. But if that flashing gets any worse, it's been tolerable. It's been tolerable. So. We'll deal with it there. Guys, you said you're just joining us. We're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight there. Kind of live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. Do say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. The chat is very, very active, and I am very, very far behind. But we'll get to you. Stop it, Moth. Bugger off. Not for you. Anyway, if you don't have the proper glasses and don't want to make a DIY viewer there, watch the eclipse through your phone. Oh, sunglasses aren't any good. That's a good idea. I was wondering if you could do it digitally, if that would be enough, or would it break my sensor there? 3 pairs. Listen to Kate. She is more sensible. Yeah, definitely listen to Kate. Where are we? Down here. SK, how are you doing? Good to see you there. And Snaffles there. Just found you on YouTube there, so I can now put my phone down there, Snaffles. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club over there. Guys, if you're on the old TikToks, it's a little bit better over on the YouTube. It's around the right way. There's more of the night sky, less of my face. That's always a good thing. And again, also some other contextual data, and it's normally a more stable connection. So definitely worth having a look there at the thing, a UFO. If you're a professional here, chat on the phone on your TikTok and then have the big screen display of the sky on the old TV there. And spare rib, I just saw a post about making a pinhole camera and using a colander. Oh, only thing with colander, strain your rice. I walked right into that one, 10 points. Aliens don't fly to be there, as they would have their own alphabet. Bugle, that's a very, very good point. I won't try and do an alien impression, because I'd be awful at it, and I'll offend Alan, and he'll get the ray gun out again. It'll be a night of probing for me. But where are we there? Close encounter. Oh, we're at the point where we were doing the old... what's it called? What's it in my head? Dog whistle. There we go. That's where we're at. Have you heard about the radio signal? That repeats every 16.35 days. FRB, so it's fast radio bird, 180.916.J0158 and 65. Oh, Lee, I've heard various things about the FRBs and all these weird signals that I do think a lot of them are, you know, pulsars and things like that, or strange anomalies. Is this one? Have they got theories around it? Is there a reason why it's a very, very strange one? God, I'd like to hear more there, Lee. Where are we down here as well? Your ferals to make sure today they don't go blind, Kate. You've got experience, you know, dealing with people like us then, Kate. Never get tired of that little tune. You'll never get tired of the little tune, Laura Lass. Well, maybe I'll have it going in the background. Actually, I'll probably get some sort of copyright strike by now from doing that too much. But it's... yeah, it's. I think it's going to be a game changer when we get to use it, especially on location. That could be really, really interesting. I do need a portable speaker for that one, though. You have to play it faster and faster, and then make a mud volcano in the series. Well, I'm halfway through the mud volcano right now. The missus is she's very, very upset with me, but I've got to do it. In this heat as well, I'm going to have the tan, aren't I, down the side of my face as well. Kate's never sensible. Raf, we won't hear anything like it there. Does anyone think the zero gravity theory is any way possible tomorrow? Drewski, it's an interesting one. I don't like to throw anything out like 100% because I'm a product of my experiences, and which is not everything in the world. So there's definitely a lot of room for me to get things wrong. And, always in the back of my mind with something like this zero gravity thing, where the idea of gravitational waves converging tomorrow and then we're going to lose gravity for 7 seconds. Part of me goes, maybe I should chain myself down, or at least not be out for a coffee when that's going to happen. Something like that. But I just don't know how we would know. Thank you for that one. Both. Interesting. Didn't know too. But yes, yeah, the idea that we would know that it's coming, because basically gravity travels at the speed of light, and that is the fastest that anything, including information, can travel in the universe. So, if that is possible that can happen, I don't know how we would know about it in advance. That's the bit for me that with the theory. Oh, it's from 465 a million light years away. That's other galaxies, that distance, isn't it? That is ridiculous. Are we 100 million light years away across, or a million light years across our galaxy? That is a phenomenal distance. Hard to get your head around, isn't it, there? And Moonraker, we are not alone. 100% we're not alone. And look, even mainstream science is now on board with that theory. It took them a while to get there, but now they know that there are other planets around all of these other stars. They are also pretty convinced that... that we're not alone. And I feel like we're so close to just confirming that, even in the normal realms, let alone what the secretive depths of the government may know there. Scooby?
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for feeding, Alan. There, I think even the mainstream science is so on the cusp of announcing that is it. Where are we down here? September the 6th is the earliest ISS passing there, but we'll have another look. Thank you, Lethal. Hot on that. The chat is worth a million, 100%. We are very, very, very lucky with you guys. I mean, very rare do we get trolls or anything like that, but we get a lot of people willing to hang out and do the work with us here, but all put in the effort to monitor here, because again, the more eyes, the more chances of catching all those subtle movements we might otherwise miss, but also share your experiences as well, which is a very vulnerable thing to be doing in this day and age there, so we definitely appreciate it there. Living light.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding, Alan. As well, and super there, use 2 pieces of card and put a pinhole in one and hold the other behind it there. Stand back to the sun. Works like a pinhole, and you will see the eclipse and can even turn around, and it's basically a covered there. Bang on, super. Thank you for the heads up there. I will end up be trying to do those sorts of things. Oh, the potato, to get into that one's there. I'm going to visit the Crop Circle Centre in September. Flying disc. Sorry it take me so long to get to your messages there. Oh my god, I'm so far behind. But I haven't been yet. It's only just up the road from me, so I want to go there at some point soon. Maybe I might meet you there, actually. Might pull my finger out. Are you local-ish to it? And Pluto there coming in with the gifts. So thank you for those. I appreciate that. It all goes into the stream, guys, including the merch. Like our Skywatcher t-shirt tonight. I actually quite like the designs of these. Hopefully we're going to get the show on the road to get ourselves to Rendlesham Forest to kick off our UK live Skywatch tour there. Zigzag and turn your landing lights on. Yep, that's it. Oh, you got the outage over there too, as well. Put your phone on selfie mode with the sun behind you. You can record it. Oh, that's actually a good idea, Reggie, because I think the last time we had an eclipse like this that I'm aware of, we were pre-mobile phones. And Kevin, Clearwater, Florida. I like a little bit of that. Why do I know the name Clearwater? What are you guys famous for? That rings a bell. That rings a bell. Any strange experiences in your skies? I'd love to hear about those ones. And Ukrainian astronomers captured 20 UFOs around the moon, seen with a telescope. I've heard about this. They put a paper out. I haven't seen anybody read it or do an analysis on it, and I need to rely on a smarter person than me, essentially, to actually read it and skim through it all. But I'm very, very interested by this. The moon is the obvious place for all of this stuff. You know, you've done the distance, you're pretty much here, but also we're going to mostly leave you alone over there, aren't we? Blink and miss it, Lucy. I think the eclipse is it's like 2-hour process or something, isn't it? The scary skies are shit. Won't be able to see now. You might be clear tomorrow. I mean, most of us have got good weather. The tracker definitely has been having a vodka. I'm trying to cool it down, but I'm not sure if that is the issue or if it's a power issue. Yeah. How you doing, Blue Nose? Well, just getting to your message now. Sorry, it's so far behind there. Oh, my message is blank. No, you're not blank. Well, that one's coming through, V. I'm just so far behind in the chat now. So that message was 22:55, and we're now, half an hour later than that. Tides, lunar tides, solar tides, they're telling you you're close to the sun, close moon, volumetric expansion of liquid. Oh, is that the alternate for the tides then, not the gravitational pull? Northumberland has dark skies then. It's supposedly one of the clearest skies. Is it really, Bugle? That's a head up. We might need to add a location of our hotspot tour to it there. And where are we? Down here as well. Matty, how are you doing? Good to see you in there. Welding goggles function. I've heard this as well, but sadly I am not that skilled and don't have access to welding goggles there. I read to use the collider. To watch the there. TikTok did an update yesterday and today. We'll blame it all on TikTok. TikTok's bloody useless there. Oh, maybe the stickers. And Darren there. Good evening from Leicester there. Will the total eclipse tomorrow cause the streetlights to come on? Good question. I wonder how much it is going to darken. So it's not a full total, is it? It's like depending where you are, 90 to 95%, I think, here in the UK. Is that going to be enough? I was thinking about this the other night. How dark is that actually? You know, because if you think of, you know, a moonlit night, very like a full moon there, that you get quite a lot of light then, don't you? But is that going to be the same relative to that? It's a good question. Somebody will know. Where are we down here? The 12 shades minimum. Oh, Mum was struggling to read the comments on the TikTok. So she's subscribed to. Oh, well, thank you. Was it Debbie as well? Was it Debbie? Was it another? It started with a D, didn't it? Sorry, my memory's awful, Lawrence. I'm thinking Debbie, or something along those lines. Well, hello and welcome over to the tube side of it. I find it a bit easier there. Dordle, how are you doing? Just getting to your messages now. I now have alpha and a beta TikToks. I'm not sure how long. Not with them. Nothing lasts. And you're not going to see a UFO focus on the Meteors or Astro. Two things with that. A, we can do two things at once. We have two hands for this. It's the same sort of thing. But B, why would you be so sure? Why would you be so sure? Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, why would you be so sure? There are lots of things up there that have been seen by your colleagues that cannot be explained. Lots and lots of weird stuff there. And the worst case, stick sunglasses over your camera. Okay, could be an answer for that. I remember we used to get them in the paper in the morning of the eclipse. Oh, but no one buys a paper. I wonder if they'll do that again this year. I'll go straight down to the Morrisons and see if we can grab one of them then. I have to remember to blink when watching the sky. Oh, you focus on it for so long. I have to remember to drink when I'm doing this. Eclipse tomorrow should be an interesting watch there. Anything is possible. Well, we've got the eclipse. We've got the, was it the 12 planetary, so 6 planetary alignment, something like that, isn't it? And there's something else as well that's going on. It's a very weird celestial correlation of things there. Did you notice how many earthquakes happened in the past 24 hours? You know what, BH? No, I didn't. But saying that, I think, you know, we accept, don't we, that the moon has the effect on the tides, you know, and certain other things and people's personalities. It does all of that. But I think we're so much more connected in a much wider sense as well. I think there are some, even if it's sometimes perceptually subtle, there is something going on up there that can cause all of these sorts of things. I probably will squint, Lucy there. Missed so much of the choose because it's the adverts. And they still won't let me comment yet. Oh, it's not. I wonder why that is. Do you need to register in a different way? Tip for the eclipse, they use a colander with circle holes for multiple ones. They're lethal for a month. Hey, it'd be worth it to try it, wouldn't it, lethal? There's Alien Craft Centre, 5 degrees left. Oh, neat. Always wondered, didn't you? We always wonder, like, you know, what are we missing out? What is slightly off of a frame? But is it going to work? Oh, it moved a millimetre. Come on, you piece of crap. Oh, sod it. Let's go back the other way. No, it's not working now. Oh well, we can't see it. We can't see it. Oh, it's going to be new account time. Oh, thank you, Doodle. Yeah, I was just exhausted yesterday. Like I was so tired. I didn't sleep at all the night before. That's why we wasn't online. And occasionally I do all night as the insomnia gets bad. I just go, right, I'm pulling an all-nighter. But I was so exhausted yesterday. Like, I'm just stumbling over my words far more than I would normally be. And I thought, no, I won't because I'll get an earlier night. When I did get to sleep, I was so deep asleep. When I kept getting up for a piss in the middle of the night, I kept falling asleep as I was walking. And I walked straight into the toilet door, slammed it open, then fell over because I was literally sleepwalking into it. It's actually, I did that twice at least. Ridiculous. There. Well, it'd be cool to do a pinhole camera to you. That would be. I feel like I did that in the one. It must have been 1999 or something like that. That's the year I'm feeling it was. Spaghetti Space Monsters, jolly. Access to the private surveillance and the FLIR camera streams. I would be tempted just to see if there's any good ideas for how they're doing it there. And from Bosnia there, BH, I love it. I love it over there. Ever seen anything strange in those skies? The Colin to the neighbours think you've gone mad. She goes, love, look what Kate's up to over there. She's fine. You lost it, love. And Damien there. My dad has seen one in Ireland in 2004, and he said it was at least 60 foot across and had a greenish tint to it. Oh, with a big light in the centre. Phenomenal. Ireland, Scotland, Wales. So active skies for the phenomena. And I go, oh, I thought it would be like an equal spread. We'd probably get more reports from England, mainly because... Traject Esports there. Thank you for the super chat. That's very kind of you there. Appreciate that. All goes into the stream. The question is, how can we identify a UFO from a satellite? Brilliant question. There's two answers to this. The first part is that it's very bloody hard. So most of the time, a man-made satellite flying around there, up there, versus a UFO are going to look exactly identical to us down here on the ground because they're going to... Both of them are probably going to move in straight lines. You know, there's not much for ET to avoid up there, and satellites have to move basically in straight lines with their orbit. You think if they're falling to Earth in a big circle, from us down on the ground, it's going to look like a straight line. They're sometimes slight on that, depending on their altitude. But yeah, straight lines. ET flying from A to B, not much to avoid. It's going to look very similar up there as well. So when it's that case, we sadly can't do anything. We do not have the information here to confirm otherwise. So we might be seeing these green tracks and going, probably a man-made satellite, and it might actually be ET. Flying around up there. But what we can do is we can look for the strange movement. So on occasion, ET might realise he's left his keys at home, stop dead right over the screen, and then zoom back off. You know, might change his course or his trajectory, might wobble a bit, might stop, might slow down or speed up. Anything like that is slam dunk anomalous. You know, that tells us that what is up there is definitely not a man-made satellite or anything organic. At those altitudes, that's like really impossible movement there. So that is the gold standard. And again, like the one we had earlier, the stuff, sometimes it does act like a satellite, but there'll be parts of it you go, I've never seen that before. In the year or so that we've been doing this, all types of satellites in all seasons, never seen anything close to that. What is it? And we, so we go, can't say for sure, but you go, oh, my gut is telling me that this is strange. Why have we never seen that version of it there? So thank you, Tradate, there for the super chat. Said hopefully getting us closer to getting live on location Skywatches much more often. They just need our Starlink dish, basically, is the last bit of kit. We've got a really good bit of kit that I've been testing. We're very lucky to get hold of for that, and they're going to be, the lives are going to be really, really good when we do them on location. Really, really good. Gab there as well, welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from? I'm a bit far behind in the chat itself, but I will get to all of your messages. Give you eye strain, exactly there. But yeah, Damien, that is a really cool sighting. I thought, that it would be an equal spread, but England is quieter, even though there's more people. So you'd imagine more people, statistically overall more sightings. No, Northern Ireland, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, much more. Possibly, is it because it's more rural? Is it more a cultural thing? More people, less light pollution, can see more in the sky, but culturally more open to these things? Excuse me, burping down the mic at you guys, not good. Where are we? Down here in the chat. Did you get extra wide resolution for the Leinica Commander? Not yet. I'm looking at another lens though. All ancient civilizations learned us to watch the skies. BH, yeah. So this is the thing. They were very good at it. There are a lot of older cultures that talk about very specific parts of stars. For example, that some of the stars that we're seeing, in fact, a lot of the stars that we see, they're not just one, they're called binary stars. There's two, normally a big one and a little one, but because they're so far away, we just see the big thing. But some of these cultures back then, well before telescopes, we're talking, real, not quite caveman, but real long time ago, knew that certain stars were binaries. It's like, how the hell do you know that? We've only just had the technology where we can confirm that. So, it's interesting there. Northwest England there needs like that. Good skies up that sort of way. Drunk the rum there. They've got a long list of reasons why I don't want to put it there. And where is Vega, Pojo? So I purposely didn't point at Vega tonight. Vega is kind of off up that way at the minute, but because we wanted to be closer to where the meteors are meant to be coming in, basically. Although it's been a bit slim pickings for that yet. So we've had a few, Josh, but it's not kicked off as much as I hoped. But tomorrow night we will be on, and we might even pull a later stream tomorrow night. We might go a bit silly and go into the wee hours with that one, just to make the absolute most of it there. Connect as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you in from there? And new here there. What are the moving points there? Sorry for English. Don't use translate. That BH, well, you're doing very well considering that. I can barely do English, and I am. I ain't got the excuse. So yeah, they are most of the time. Well, whatever they are objects in orbit of the Earth reflecting the sun's light back down to us. And we're looking out for the ones that move in strange ways, because they're the ones that can't be man-made satellites. They're the ones that are something a little bit stranger. But if they're not moving strange, if it is just a straight line at consistent speed, then it is probably, most likely, statistically, a man-made satellite there. Check it in from Ireland there and explain the tracker to me, please. Is the camera tracking rather than the radar? And where can we get more info? So, John, it's a good one. So the tracker is using the camera lens. So the tracker as well isn't using the radar. The radar is this there. So we're just using available sources there to kind of bring in what is the local air traffic, so we know we can filter them out. And we've got 2 planes locally, but not where we're putting the camera, so we're all right in a second. But the actual tracker is using the light coming in from the image and various equations to work out what is something worth tracking and not, and it's playing up at the minute. But so it's not doing a great job. Although it's just to say that it's lost the big bright one. I think it's struggling a lot with the heat and the atmospheric haze tonight. Where are all the beautiful shooting stars? Exactly. A few of you guys said we've seen a couple tonight. I haven't caught them. I think they're only faint ones. Solar filters, you won't see the approaching non-luminous celestial body. And I'm an alien there, and I live in a 12 Earth minutes track from Seafton, Liverpool there. How are you enjoying Earth? Alien breakdown recovery to 50 million miles away to home. We'll get you to whatever planet. We'll get you on your way to probing or something like that. Also that one there, Lethal and Adorable there, 23:05, that time check. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, half an hour behind. God, bloody hell, it's ridiculous tonight. I'm trying to speed through there. They're flat earth around the globe there. And opticians are going to be busy after tomorrow. Yeah, there. And how are you doing, Waffle? Good to see you in. We're all good here. Just well behind in the chat. 35 degrees tomorrow. Oh, it is too hot. It is too hot. Now, I didn't know it's 35 here. I'm not happy about that. It means it's going to be 30 degrees trying to sleep tomorrow night. Start a company their age. The 40 years old there, searching for the truth of creation my whole life. Been on that. A lot of us have always been curious as children. You know, we've always not fully been satisfied with the mainstream explanation of things there, you know. And luckily we now live in an age where we can get access to a lot of information. I thought that was a shooting star, then it was the tracker. But yeah, so, you know, think of, like, you know, when I was curious as a kid versus now, what tools are available to us there. Eclipse savers, very good. And White's Ghost there. Welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? I'm so far behind the chat, but I will get to your messages, guys. Answer is somewhere in the skies, exactly. And know that I have liked, followed, and subscribed. Thank you for that. I do appreciate all of that, the guys. And it really does help us reach more and more people like yourselves. Plus, you'll get those notifications, hopefully, every night there when we come on. So you won't miss anything. Parts of England could peak to 38 on offer. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. There. And I'm pretty good with your boot stick. And I understand the regulars a bit, yeah. What is it? It's a good question. What was it, guys? Describe it. Paint a picture with your words. Kate, can you put that in the mod message so I can see it in a closer time? I was mad. Oh, was this the purple one? Oh, it's the purple one, wasn't it, that we saw earlier? Exactly. Look, you guys, a lot of your regulars thought it was there. That I did as well, V. So that was exactly what I was talking about. The one-offs there. That we've been doing this for a year, and I've never seen one do that before. Now, it wasn't that we can say conclusively is anomalous, but bang on for that was strange. So it could well be, you know, why have we never seen something display like that? If that is just the position within the altitudes and all that, you know, relative to the sun at this time of year, why are we not seeing others that are on that trajectory as well act like that as well? Amazing, true there. Oh, no worries, Kate. I remembered what it was. I was looking for assistance in what we were talking about, but then I remembered. Shout myself there. I thought it was Vega, and then it moved. Literally caught me off guard. I'm lucky we actually caught it there. And thank you, Noel, for the like and sub. Appreciate that one. Nick as well, welcome aboard there. And Dot as well, full stop. Good to have you guys in. Where are you joining us from tonight? And Nick as well, thank you for the gifts. So it all goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we're doing. To gain directly there. It must have been something like that, but we've had them go all of the position central and all of that sort of stuff. So, like, never had that one before, unless it was the ISS, you know, which was just lighter. So shine direct into the lens. It's a possibility, but yeah, you would have thought the odds, the amount that we see over the year. Push the button. Well, you did push it, but I'll do it again for you, V.
Anomalous object confirmed.
Good, Robert from Romania. Good to have you in again. How have you been? Oh, that shooting star. I think we caught one up there, guys. Oh, if you're on TikTok, that was just behind me here. So that's a good little wake-up call to go check us out on the tubes, because more of the sky, you wouldn't have missed it. Less of my face and all that other sort of good stuff there at the Thing UFO. It's good as a little backup too. Daniela there, what about when they suddenly disappear after going bright and then dim? Oh, Daniel, this is a really good question. So a lot of it is, it's difficult. So you've got the Earth shadow. So as the sun goes further around, obviously that shadow comes across, doesn't it? Like that. Now, there are variations to this, because obviously different times of year, position to sun, you know, it always moves, and it's not necessarily a straight line directly up like across the screen, you know. It's kind of angles. So depending on what altitude they are at, the shadow, you know, is sloped. They'll go into the shadow at different points. But this is where it gets interesting. If you're seeing them, and which way around does it go? I can't think of which way on the screen that the shadow's going to be coming, the Earth shadow's going to be coming across, you know, the daylight essentially. But if you're seeing, for example, they're all going from left to right and fading out to the right, you know, so the right hand is the shadow bit, then you know, okay, that is the umbra, that is the Earth shadow. But if you see one then go the other way and then disappear, that is definitely not the Earth shadow. It doesn't, you know, it's only on one direction. So that it can actually start to highlight some of the anomalies. And I love every hammy. How are you there? Hey, I got some photos and I want to see them. I can't tell if it's a UFO. I've not been able to confirm. Good one. I'd love to. I'm not an expert, but I'm always very keen to see it. If they've posted them on TikTok, you can tag us in it, and I tend to see those. But you've also, if you want to join our Discord, this goes out to anybody. Link in bio for that. It's a really cool community. Got a really awesome personal experiences section over there, which is packed full of your personal first-hand accounts with the phenomena, images and videos too. So you can add yours. You can read through them. You can see all of those sorts of things there. Kate as well coming in with the gifts. Thank you, Kate, as well. Loads it in there as well, and feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Very much appreciated. So yeah, you can post them in there. That way, it won't just be the guys in on the stream right now that get to enjoy it. It will be preserved. So the whole community. Oi, just get into you now there. So it's Eclipse Energy, and V there. Not before you check Ancient Aliens out there. It's on my list. It's on my list, and. Janie there as well, coming in with a ton of gifts there. Thank you for those. They're massive appreciation. And do you have anywhere I can upload the photos for you? Yes. So hopefully you're still in, because I know I'm well behind with the chat. And Johnny, subscribe to the channel. Very informative. Hosted, genuinely honest. There. Can't get better. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you there. And a lost connection there. Got abducted from the live chat too. Too close to the truth. But I did catch your story. Oh, you caught that one. Excellent there. Thank God we are far behind the chat there. And any questions, we love it, guys. There are no silly questions here at all. There is a massive delay on the chat tonight, but do ask away. We will get to you there. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody there. And things are hotting up over the skies of Cork there a bit. Ed, you've got to keep us updated on these things. I wonder why certain areas become active, like when we think about the action that did happen here in this town. Like, what was it about that? There's maybe a few clues, but there's got to be a reason to it, of the convergence, and it's a bit more obvious when it's a military site that might be storing nuclear weapons or a nuclear power plant. There's a long established connection between that, the phenomena and nuclear technology. But what about certain places? What could it be? What is the correlation? Axel as well there. Do we know fucking hell, I've got some fluff right on my nose, it's pissing me off, sorry. Do we know what time is peak for the meteor shower? Okay, somebody was saying it was early morning for us there as well. So guys as well, when they're connected, if you see something on screen that's not being tracked and I'm not paying attention to, you can type in the coordinates A2 for example into the chat, and then the box will appear on the screen there, attracting my attention, everybody's to it. It's although saying that it's having a little bit of an error with the TikTok, but hopefully that should sort itself out momentarily. Oh, Drewski. Oh, that's why the birthday chat. Very kind of you there. And they've shut down CERN there, and the time feels different now. Oh, Living Light, that's a good one. I don't know. For me, everybody said, when was it? What year did they say it was different? But for me, it was 2016. It felt like a real shift. And I don't know if that's something subjective, something psychological with me, but I can't remember the year most people talk about, but that didn't resonate. But 2016 did. So I need to look into that front, see if there was a correlation maybe with some activity there. There we go, guys. The grid's working for you across the board now. But yeah, they have shut it down, haven't they, for maintenance? But maybe there's something else to it there. Saw a lightning bolt a week ago. Then I tried to take my phone to record it, but it just disappeared. So a long time, I used to say a lot of these was ball lightning, didn't they? But I think we're very close to it being confirmed that the majority, maybe ball lightning is a thing, but also plasma caught in a magnetic field, causing a ball of light, essentially, could well be sentient. I think we're very close to that. It's not as crazy as it sounds. Lots of scientists actually looking at that. It's an official conclusion from some, government documents and stuff like that. Where are we? Down here in the chat. Sorry, guys, trying to find my place. There we go. Every time CERN shuts down, things happen. You know what? We need to plot this. I've heard the rumours, but it's not something I've tracked a lot. I don't know if flying objects there means we don't know what it is there. Exactly. It doesn't have to mean alien. It doesn't, and it's not even a cop-out. Like this, there are many things, because it can still be weird. It's not just extraterrestrials being from other worlds. No, there is a dimensional component. There is a time component to this as well, and let alone pre-existing civilizations or the plasmoids as we're mentioning there. There's many versions of what could be responsible for this, and it actually, the problem is, well, a lot of this stuff, the more you look into it, the more it makes sense. The dimension stuff, the time stuff, I was like, oh, come on, lads, you just getting crazier and crazier. Oh, nice shooting star there. But when you look into it, it's actually quite plausible. There. Tech has come a long way. Intercity, thank you, Intercity. Oh, was that another shooting star down the bottom as well? Looks like it's warming up now. But it's still got our way to... Hey, there we go. That's the first time I've seen the total tonight. Well done, guys. But yeah, it has. But it's very much work in progress. The tracker is having a sulk the last couple of weeks. We have got it better, guys. We have got it better before. Please call your galactic friends. We're ready. He says you're not ready. But he says for a 5, you are ready. Okay. Since they shut down, the volcano and quakes have ramped up significantly. Oh yeah, that is another correlation. That is another correlation. Oh, I thought that's another shooting star then. I got us getting excited. Ready for intergalactic contact. Well, we may be. We may well be ready. There's probably various different forms of that, isn't there? To various degrees. But I think whatever the truth is, whatever reality is, we do have to be told. Reality has a habit of becoming real. So people just don't have the ability to open mindedness, which is unfortunate because they're missing out on that. Exactly, Damien. Bang on the money with that one. Bang it on. And I'm totally fine with other opinions on it in the sense of, you know, like, I don't think aliens are out there. I don't think aliens can reach us here on Earth. I don't think that particular sighting was real, or whatever the specifics might be. As long as it's respectful, I think it's really, really good to have that and to chew it over. Find out where your own arguments are a bit flawed. If somebody's going to, you know, highlight where you're getting it wrong. I think it's very, very interesting. And a lot of those ones, I personally haven't had the experiences to be able to say, you know, confidently against. I can just go, no, the evidence for me leans this way. But it's the people that come outright with just, UFOs aren't real. Well, firstly, you just... You're wrong. UFOs aren't real there. And also things like, you know, the aliens aren't real. It's like, okay, well, you're going against mainstream science with that one as well. Scooby, just getting your message there now. How are you doing there? Just requested to join the Discord there. I love excellent. I'm sure that will either be done in a second or I'll do it when I get off the stream there. And what's shaking, Scooby? The heat is getting hot again. We're struggling. The computer's struggling as well there. Doodle, my eldest, managed to get some glasses and a couple of covers for the camera phone. Oh, you know, I didn't even think about some sort of special cover. Well done there, Doodle. Hot on it there. I know I was well behind with that. What's that going on there, Neats? There, as it's the bugs, birds, and 2 tracks are not real. Well, firstly, be polite on the last part of that one, but you know, you gotta look, guys. You know, it's a hunt. It's not going to happen all of the time. Give it a little bit of time. Where are we? And intergalactic contact will be artist impressions or holographic projections there. Don't you want to interact with real extraterrestrials? Well, that, you know, we would like, and it brings a point, isn't it, that, you know, even if we get what we believe, if we're told there. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's hard to tell sometimes, Kate. But yeah, it's hard to tell. It's, yeah, if they're telling us what we think we want to believe there, are they giving us the truth? Are they giving us some version of it? Could we even fully conceive of what that truth could be? Oh, Scooby, thank you. You caught the short there. That was Kate's handiwork clipping those ones. And yeah, sometimes they do the whole screen and it is just stunning. It's one of my favourite things to see. You just see that beautiful tail there. And if there is any... Oh, thank you. Yeah, it'll be done momentarily. Let me just double check. I'm sure it has probably already been done. But as soon as I am here, I've got my phone there. Let me just check. Oh, yeah, I've got a couple there. Let me just approve those. There we go. Right, there's 2 of you there. You're ready to go. Hate moths. I'm not so bad with moths. They do get annoying, but it's spiders my worst ones there. Me and my friend saw a UFO last night at 11:55 p.m. there. Bluish orb zoomed off. Oh, Sticks, that is interesting. That is very, very interesting. How close did it feel? I know it's really hard to tell at night, but a blue as well, coloration. That is pretty awesome. Where in the world are you? They bombed you. They just go for you. Where are we? Solar wind speed graphic is a little misleading there. Must be feed space radar data, John. No, it's well, it might not be represented in the most effective way, but it's a bit of slow. It's a bit of a lag. Where are we? Down here. I have Scooby. He needs some of my toys. I have offered. I've had him in the chat before, so we'll see. And Ticker's there. Skywatchers, we just driven back from Norfolk by Southend and wound down with a Chinese off to bed. Oh, we'll catch you later. Hopefully have a nice one. God, I want a Chinese now. 6-planet parade. Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune will appear in a line across the sky. Look east 30 to 60 minutes before sunrise. Oh, that's a bit late for me. Damn. But that is going to be cool. Maybe I'll have to do an early one there. The satellite was there just then was hauling ass. Some of the ones you see, the speeds are insane. Some of the brightnesses and the colours as well. Like one of the really interesting ones. Now this is only like a level 2. It's not the slam dunk, but this is where sometimes again it's more of a limitation of our technology. You know that we're not getting the full data to confirm. Whereas if we could possibly measure things like speed, distance, that we could probably get a confirmation out of it. But we live with just the light profile. Again, it's limited what we can do. But we had one that was flashing irregularly, which isn't uncommon, but each flash was a distinct blue, red, green, blue, red, green. Never seen that one before in my life. Never seen it again. Pretty anomalous there. And I think guys that we have been ignoring all night and a very interesting one here. So all of these dots, these are all other stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way obviously, but stars like our sun, just different ranges of temperatures, brightnesses, what they're burning, etc. there. Some are a lot bigger, some are a lot smaller, so, some are double systems, but planets in orbits around them, all that sort of jazz. This one, guys, I just noticed it here.
Zoom mode activated.
This little bugger here, see it's a little bit faint. It's a little bit like it's a bit faint at the eye. It seems a little bit smudged. That is, I'm pretty sure, is Andromeda, a whole other galaxy. So that little dot has got billions of stars in all of that alone, and billions of its own planets, no doubt, around it as well. Where are we down there? Satellite did a 45-degree turn, hypersonic. Was it on the tracker? Because sometimes the tracker gets it wrong. Did you see the dot turn? Because that is very, very interesting there. And Cards, how are you doing? What equipment is he using to observe the sky? Are you talking us here, BH? So we use just a modern digital camera with a very good lens that comes in there. So, it was here a while ago. Well, Scooby, funny you say that. Did you see what the title was? But it's all good. It's all good because the more eyes on the skies, the better. That is the thing. Look, and somebody like Casper, he's brilliant. He's a really good presenter with that sort of stuff. They're really interesting, engaging guy, and if he can get more eyes on the skies, making more people aware, more people seeing things, that is a good thing. It's not a zero-sum game here at all. And we've always got our wonderful community. So yeah, again, the more eyes on the skies, I think the better thing. Where are we down there? Was listening today to recordings at Stone Circles there, and the stones make very interesting sound. Ayup, can you, if you get time, if you're still here, can you message me about that? Just give me like a rundown on that one, because that is you've just triggered something in my head, and I want to not forget that. That sounds very, very interesting there. And oh, it looks like you. Oh no, Nugsy there, Cheap Astro. I literally, that's the only, I've not seen Cheap Astro at all coming in there. So sorry if we have missed you there. I am very far behind the chat, but I haven't seen any previous to that. And Steve there coming in, feeding Alan. Thank you for that. So very far behind there. So I'm Alan's Soviet brother from Mir Space Station. I mean the Soviet name, don't we, for it there. Adam as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? I'm very far behind in the chat, but we will get to your messages there. Oh, you put Chief. Oh, sorry, Chief, if you were in timeout there. We don't know how to undo it. A lot of the stars we're looking at have burned out millions of years ago, but we're only receiving the light. And it's nuts to think that we are looking potentially millions of years in the past. Exactly. It is so to get your head around, isn't it? The lights that left these stars, depending on their distance. So we normally have Vega in shot, so I don't know the exact numbers of any of these stars at the minute. But we'll take this one down here. We'll say that it's 100 light years away.
Zoom mode activated.
This one here, say 100 light years. Well, that means that light left that star 100 years ago, has travelled uninterrupted through space, in through our atmosphere, down the lens of the camera, down the wire to you guys. Nothing got in the way before then. And that is what that star looked like 100 years ago. If that exploded 50 years ago, we have no way of knowing. There's no technology, there's no signal, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, so we won't know for another 50 years when that light goes brighter and then disappears, you know? Like, the relativity in action, we get such a weird version of reality because we're so close together. We're used to our weird sort of version of the world there. It twists your brain. It really, really does there. Ah, the new short. Thank you, trading card. That's all Kate's handiwork there. The eclipse tomorrow night. It is. So we're going to be watching rather than streaming. But tomorrow night after the eclipse, when it actually gets dark properly, we will be on for the rest of the meteor shower, guys. So make sure you're following, subscribed, and you'll get those notifications of when we go live for that one there. I have a daft question there, sorry. Why use tinfoil hat on the box for an eclipse box? So, good one, Yoma, sorry. It's not a dumb question at all. In fact, I don't actually know the answer for that one. Why use tinfoil on a box for an eclipse box? It might be just to make the pin and make it easier. Is that right, guys? Like, because, well, tinfoil is going to block out the light. Very thin material, I suppose, to block out the light 100%. So maybe then you poke the hole very easily, a round hole in that, so you'll be able to see it. It might be like that, but I'm sure somebody else will know there. Meteor shower 2, yeah, we were as a triple one. It's interesting. What are we tracking there, Tragic? So we are tracking, hopefully, UFOs. We're looking for strange objects up there in the night sky. We're tracking basically anything that moves. And at these sorts of altitudes, it's mostly man-made satellites, things like that. There's a lot of them up there. But we got to pay attention because we're looking for the ones that act in very strange ways. The ones that stop dead, shoot off at speed to change their course or trajectory. The tracker is having a little bit of assault, but it is trying its best. So it's a little bit of a guide at the minute. It's best just to kind of go, oh, what's it tracking? Right, there's another object, rather than rely fully on the path, because it does keep losing them, which is very frustrating. Maybe if I turned that down or up. Let's see if that... No, it doesn't seem to be making any difference when I change the settings. And four-dimensional space, length, breadth, width, and depth all dilate into each other in the presence of a larger mass. I'm not following on that one. Scooby, is that why I know the name Clearwater there? It might have been from you saying it there. That's funny, we've got two of you guys in already. You must have been putting the word around on the street there, Scooby, as well. Last eclipse was 27 years ago. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was a long time ago. So it was 99, and my memory was correct. I was in the first year of big school. That is how long ago there. Oh, what's that? Oh, the thing. I've got the unified chat that doesn't give me the options, but I should be able to bring up that one. Let me have a look. I know it's well late now. No. It might be somewhere, Raf, but... Is this a button that's going to do it? I'll just have a look for you, Raf. It's opening up a new page. No, it's just general settings. So there might be a way, but I'll have to look into it properly for that one. Where are we down here as well? I believe stars are soul generators. This is Nathan there. They are the power source. And you think that's tripped out there. I was when I theorized it. It's Nathan. I wouldn't write it off. I wouldn't write it off at all. Like, the amount that we know about reality is incredibly, incredibly small. We're doing a fantastic job, but it's still a blip. And could we even conceive of what full reality is? There definitely was a time that I would have laughed at something like that, but definitely not now. You know, there are a lot of clues that maybe there is that sort of relationship going on to things out there in just in the weirdness of it all. Like, honestly, that could be it. I mean, it touches in for me a bit on the old panpsyism, something like along those lines with it there. Paul from Derby, how are you doing there? Janie too, M to the C. Sorry, I'm so far behind. How do you know the difference between UFOs and a satellite? Good question. So it's going to be their movement. So we can't tell, a straight line moving object, straight line, consistent speed, we can't say 100% what it is either way. But if that object stops dead, moves off at speed, changes its course or trajectory, then we can know that it is 100% not a known object and therefore a UFO. Is it alien? Can't say that with the information we've got down here, but it is very interesting there. Ah, Snaffle's there. Perfect timing at midnight, yeah. Jess, happy birthday from Alan and ourselves here. Happy 29th. Wow. God, that's it's nearly a decade ago for me there. Partying, I hope you're being spoilt there. Have you seen any meteors yet? Paul, yeah, we've had a couple in. We've had a couple tonight, and I even caught one. And lethal there because 5% silver of the sun remains, 5% sliver of the sun remains silver, remains visible. There's still enough light to see clearly, but the quality of light that changes dramatically. Interestingly, thank you for the details on that one. Adity as well there. How are you doing? Good to see you in. Armour as well there. And Lawrence, yeah, mum's name is Debbie. Excellent there. She said join the tubes tomorrow. Well, she's more than welcome in every night there as well. You got the rest of the family now, Laura. That's it. It'll be all of the family reunions. You're going to be spreading the word. There, Kane as well. Thank you for feeding Alan there with a gift.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. How many YouTube channels do you have to... quite a few by the looks of it. Chief's back. How are you doing? Apparently the pasture has moderators there. Why the time? So apparently Chief, I keep Chef the Von Beef, or is it Chief Von Beef? I can never get that around the other way. Either way, beef. There we go. It was a mistake apparently. So sorry about that one. They pressed the wrong button for somebody else there. Imagine this taunt has 12 and V can't even get one. It's vanished there. Kate's had a Weetabix there. And Desert Razor there. How are you doing there? It would be a huge waste of space. It would. It really, really would. And why do we always, as humans, make this mistake of thinking that we are special? Like, it's a possibility. But we should only go to that one if, you know, there is very clear evidence for it. We always like to think we're special. Unique circumstances. Maybe this is the only solar system with planets in it. Maybe this is the only one with that perfect balance to get life here. Maybe, yeah, come on guys. Look at nature, look at life. Oh, you know, is there only one country with life? Is there only one environment with a form of life? Bollocks, there isn't. Life finds a way absolutely bloody everywhere. And this is exactly as our science is starting to look a little bit further out. Because this is the thing. They'd confidently say there's no life out there when they weren't looking. And funnily enough, when they look, they find very interesting indicators that life is possibly bloody everywhere against that limitation of our technology, that to confirm it, to be able to lock it in there. V coming in with the gifts, so thank you for that. We are very close for our technology now to be able to confirm life in you know, just in a mainstream scientific sense, in both locally in the solar system, but probably more sooner on those distant exoplanets there. And thank you for coming back there, Beef, as well. V as well, extra gifts, appreciate that. Chris, we're right there. Is that Nugsy? Bang on. Is it cheap as well? There, but no, yeah, bang on. I think that is Andromeda right there. And Popeye, physics ain't your strong suit. Well, it's not my. I didn't do my fucking dissertation on it. There, we have what's called a functional understanding of it. Which is probably a lot better than everybody else's. And I'm trying to find shooting stars here. It's pricking. You just want to see the shooting stars. Hitting it now. Thank you there, Beef. Where are we down here? Pretty close. Oh, red Russian. Is that the camera? Let's have a look. We've got one there. We got one. Oh, don't know on that one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Is that one?
Zoom mode activated.
Oh, it might be. That might be a twinkle of a star being a bit red there. Just investigating. That's a dead pixel. That's a dead pixel. That is possibly this one as well. Oh no, there's a way to tell, which is if it wants to move, then they all stay still. Keep your eyes on them. Are they all staying still? And if we go back, see if we can go back now, so we can actually get it in shot. Has it moved, or was it in the same place? That'll tell you if it's a dead pixel or if it's something interesting up there as well. North coming in with the shares. Appreciate those guys. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all that jazz. That helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds on the UFO phenomena, the more we can all a piece of this puzzle together there. And Chief, Brief, can you triangulate an object's position using the observers or sensors at different locations? In theory, yeah, we definitely could. It's just getting them in different locations is this the trick. It's hard enough getting this one running. But ultimately, that would be a really good to do it. We also want to do that with our alien radio signal hunt. So at the minute, I said on cloudy nights, guys, we do an alien radio signal hunt, listening out on the hydrogen line, where scientists theorize that if ET's out there, that's where they put the message, where the wow signal's heard. Yeah, we're listening out. But we need to have somebody far enough away, but still in the sort of same having roughly the same patch of sky, that they can also point in the same place. Because then if we get that signal, the thing that science needs to confirm it is two different dishes hearing the same thing to know that it's not a local issue and it's not something close by like a satellite passing in front. To further away ones, they can be reasonably confident of the source of that signal. There, good use with the grid, guys. Is it that one? So that one is dead pixel, but that one is Andromeda by the looks of it. So it's a good one. Gabby there. When is the event? The stars. The stars. What event's that? So we're going to be doing some more on location soon, but we don't have any dates for those ones. But we've got the solar eclipse is going to be tomorrow. Is it lunar solar eclipse? Yeah. Where are we? Can't even get a chance to watch the grid for reading the chat. It's a busy chat tonight, but we are working our way through it slowly. We will get there before the end of the stream. I will read all your messages. I am belligerent with that. Iceland curry noodles are banging. 10 packs for free. Oh my god, that is quite something. And what would an object have to do before you personally classify it as genuinely anomalous? Oh, very interesting. Again, it's the shades, Beef. It's the shades of it there. So we've got the slam dunk, that anomalous movement there. There isn't anything at these altitudes there. If we're talking like like these two tonight here,
Zoom
that just
mode
passed
activated.
each other. There is nothing at those sorts of altitudes that are really going to are able to move around, to dance around like that, to do anything other than following an orbit. That trajectory, they're falling to Earth. So the same way that if you fell off a roof, you'd go down a straight line. These are going around because of, the gravity of it there. So they're falling to Earth in a big circle. So straight lines, consistent speeds. If we see variations on that, that goes straight into the anomalous, the unidentified flying object category for us. The middle ground is the one-offs, the ones that just display a characteristic that we've not seen before. So it's unlikely. Again, satellites in orbit, they come around again and again. You do it for a year, you see all the variations of how weather affects it, how seasons as well, the position of the sun. You see, we see the same satellites go through thousands of times. So when you see something that is just one, we had one earlier tonight, that big one that just appeared purple in the middle of the screen massively and faded down. That was an odd one. Again, it's not 100%, in theory, it doesn't break physics for satellites to behave like that, but I would expect to have seen repeats at least once or twice before. So that goes into that middle ground category. And then you get ones go, oh, that looks cool, but don't quite know yet for it. There. And Lozano there, are we streaming the eclipse? We won't be streaming the eclipse, but we'll be on just afterwards, as soon as it gets dark, to do the meteor shower there. And Pulse in Square 3B there, 1 minute. Oh, just a shot down, damn it. So it was a 3B. Oh, it's a bit further across than I thought, actually. So that one, where we've put it back around, is possibly this area. It's slightly further along now. Excuse me. Keep an eye. Was it there still? Adam as well, coming in with gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. And Rage there, going to bed. Catch you later. The first time here. And thank you for being kind of funny there. And kids are back to school up here tomorrow. Oh, you need your rest there, Rage. But thank you. And always welcome to join us in there, wherever convenient for yourself. Good to have you in. And didn't say we can. What's that? Oh no, the sighting was close there, Damien. It came down over our heads. This was the blue orb, wasn't it? There, as he was driving, and looking up under his windshield. Very cool. Or was that the Irish one? Oh, I can't remember now. There's two open there. Very cool. Close as well, like that. There's nothing a bright blue orb. There isn't really technology that does that. Even with modern drone stuff, to replicate something like that would be as close would be quite difficult. Oh, no worries, Lethal. Yeah, there's enough Astro events as well there. Kane there coming in, feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Help us improve what we're doing there. And busy evening, I bet there. Lots there, Materia, as well. Good to see you. Eclipse, the fireworks, old championship, yeah, free team. That is a busy one for your Lethal Wolf. Don't worry, we'll be on many other nights there. You have a good time. As all the toys to go full screen for the best effect and pinch to zoom if necessary. So we can go pretty much full screen with this, but we can zoom, but it's just a bloody pain in the arse. It's not working on my mouse. I have to manually do it. I need to remember to fix that there. And Demon, try to join the membership, but iTunes is telling me I can't allow purchase at the moment. Oh, damn my phone. Well, DJ, that's very kind of you for exploring that, and we do appreciate even trying there. And if you do, again, in fact, that's brilliant. But don't worry about it if not there. But what happens is, oh, no, it's YouTube membership. It doesn't do the same thing. The Patreon does, but also we're trying to get it to work with members, but we haven't got it yet. But at the minute, over on the Patreon, you also get your details get put into our virtual starship, and we can bring it up on stream. So don't worry, guys. I'm going to show something, so you won't see the night sky for a couple of seconds. But I've got it on the big screen, so I'll switch it off if this amazing pops on the screen. But you get to join, look, the Starship Alan, which is, when it loads, it's our virtual starship. Even Alan is on board there, letting his green pulsing dot. But yeah, it brings in our members from Patreon, and you can just spend all evening looking out and going, where are you? Can you spot yourself? Carl looks like he's in security. Who's in the warp core? That looks dangerous there. Anyway, so we're back to the night sky. But yeah, if you're on the Patreon, they come into there. And starting at 9:30. That's a busy night for you there. Was doing an auto translate there. Oh, it came out of the red spot there, JCAB, man. So that spot was interesting there. I can't at the minute. It's not in the sky for us at the second for Jupiter. Sometimes we do. Sometimes. Oh my God, my brain. You can tell the heat's getting to me now. I can't even think straight. Yeah, it's not. We do have it out seasonally, but yeah, it's not the right season for us here. Using the wrong razor. Interesting fact about Vega, it changes position with Polaris every 26,000 years to become our pole star. It does it really? Did not know that one, Sparrow. Thank you for that. It's very interesting there. It has to be Nugs. I think you're right with Andromeda. I think you are there. And you've seen a shooting star there. Hey, up, excellent. I love it there. Jack and Darts with Hey Dog. Thank you for the follow, guys. Where are you joining us from tonight? I'm working my way through the chat, so we'll get to you slowly. Do you believe in the light year theory? As in light years, as in, you know, like how we measure time and light travelling over the distance and stuff like that. So I work with it. I'm open to there being improvements upon it. Not every facet of it may be 100% correct how we understand it, but functionally it seems to be all right as a sort of thing. But yeah, definitely the idea that we either understand or even measure our reality correctly, I think is probably in the 1% of accuracy there. How you doing, Gribbage and Mandy? Thank you for all the gifts, guys. Be moaning when it gets... Oh, Lethal, I will. It had the audacity to go to about 24 degrees the other night, which was great to try and sleep in. During the day, this was, sorry. But it was great to sleep in at night, as we call it. But I did go like, oh, do I need to change out of shorts? Which I did not like there. And there, oh, hello, it's, oh, Trajector from Tubes there. Do you believe in the light theory? Yes, I'm there now. Good to see you over there as well. And Stacey as well. How are we doing tonight there? Every day's a school day. It does feel like it there. Our community, it just teared up. Excellent there, Nick. Oregon as well, USA. I do like a bit of that. How are yours, guys? Seen anything strange in them over the years? Such a phenomenal like landscape over there in the US. The variation between states as well. Like, no wonder there is a lot of action going on there. Lots of remoteness as well. Oh, 135 thumbs up. Well done, guys. Appreciate that, because it is the likes, shares, the tapping away, all that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves. The more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we could all piece this puzzle together. And thank you for all the timestamps and the old shooting stars, guys. Appreciate that. And oh, you missed it. No, okay. UFO dog whistle activated there. Ross is inbound with the sources. I need to get an old second-hand phone so we can get that running for us to do on these, trying to get our dog whistle going, because we've got it all set up. Should we do another little test, guys? So the idea that certain tones, frequencies and patterns can summon the phenomena, you know, have this interaction, call them in. There, we've got it working. We've got the speakers, but I don't have a mobile phone to put with a speaker that I have to sit outside to do it. So now I've turned that one on. You see the line down there on YouTube, and you see the line on my screen here if you're on the TikTok. And then if I there you go, play our test tone, because normally you wouldn't hear it. That's why we have the line. There we go, a bit of a delay, but it shows, and that tells us that it's working. And yeah, we wouldn't normally hear it, obviously being ultrasonic. But yeah, when we add that one, it's going to become an active stream rather than a passive one. And where are we down here? Was it jumping in early and say hi? What's that one for, Scooby? I've forgotten. Red one at 2341 just came into B2, then disappeared. Oh, so it was moving. That red dot. Right, we need to clip that one, guys. We need to get that one. Remind me with the times of that so we can clip that in the recording. And is it... ROB-PH there. Was it Rob? Oh, Rob Phelps there. How are you doing there? How have you made the cool sky scanning interface there? It's detecting the moving objects. Is it some type of special camera you have, or are you at the location, or is it remote? Good questions there, Rob. So we are on location. This camera is in my garden, about 10 metres away from me, but we are right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stone Henge. And this little town had a massive UFO flap back in the 60s and 70s, and it's still a bit weird. There's still a lot of sightings, not as much, but it's still a lot going on. So yeah, that is where the camera is. It is live. It's a good camera for darkness, but what you're seeing, the graphics, is all we've made this all ourselves. It's quite simple in principle, and we're hoping to get it more advanced, but it isn't definitely at its best. It is struggling with the atmospheric haze tonight, the wobble, like when you zoom in on the stars. If I can, where is my little cursor? We'll give you an example. Let's zoom in on, let's do Andromeda, although Andromeda's going to be a crap case. Let's do that one.
Zoom mode activated.
So you see how it's kind of like up and down, like that's the atmosphere interacting with that light, because the light is so weak, it's traveling all these millions of light years, it's being perturbed by our atmosphere. It's not quite strong. The planets in our solar system, because they're just reflecting the sun's light back, they're really bright and stable. They don't do this as much, but this atmosphere is affected. The tracker is having a bad salt, because what it does is it looks for bright pixels and goes, has that pixel moved? And obviously we set certain rules so it doesn't detect these particularly often, but yeah, it still can have a bit of tracker trouble maintaining the tracks. Ultimately though, once we've figured that bit out, that we then want to get it to identify the stars that are in shot, and then once it's identified the stars that are in shot, label them, so then we can just pop up every now and again, we'll know what we're looking at. Once it knows the moving objects and the stars that are in shot, we can then map to the tracked objects what man-made satellites they are and help us filter it out a bit more. We're all good, Stacey. I hope you are well too. Oh, is it freezing for you, X, over on the TikToks? I was wondering as well. It's the first time I've watched the screen and into the chat. It is you can get lost in the chat. Just confirm there in Stellarium that it is Andromeda in A3. Perfect there. Further down in A4 there is a bright yellow star called Mirac. Down in A4, which was so it's moved across now, so that's in the Bs, so that is going to be in the Bs. That will be, is it that one? Is that one Mirac? We can zoom in if it is. We're there. Didn't continue after the fade as well. Oh, interesting. It's going to be good to review that one. Just trying to get the track there. Oh, Arthur Shuttlewood there. Steve Willis. Do I know, are you an author, Steve? That name rings a bell. It feels like that you feel like that you know your stuff. I'll get there. But suggested that Warminster was a convergence of Earth energy centres there, new age thought processes. So I've heard this. I was recently reading. What was it? It was, I haven't quite finished it yet, but it's the Warminster Triangle, one of that, and I think it's mentioned in there as well. It's the convergence of a 12-point ley lines. I don't know a lot about them. I know of them, but I don't know a lot. But yeah, it's a weird place. Like, and maybe it's these Iron Age hill forts, or we are perfectly in the middle of those. Maybe it's a bit more earthly, and it's a bit of activity over with the Ministry of Defence, testing sort of atmospheric things maybe at that time. There's definitely a lot of answers, but it was a really, really, really interesting time. That's what, going through and hearing all the accounts, it's a phenomenal thing. Like, I don't know why it doesn't get the attention there. As well, Brie as well, thank you for the follow, good to have you in there. Wouldn't surprise me, the whole of Wiltshire is on multiple lines. It's a strange place. May 2016, CERN intensified its output to 13 TeV. Is there an enormous amount of energy colliding? When people talk about switching to an alternate timeline, normally that ain't my rabbit hole. I'm not a massive one for anything like that at the minute, but 2016 was weird. It was night and day weird. Like in a TV show and they go to an alternate timeline, everybody's got like a goatee and a moustache, like that. It was kind of like doing that. It did feel like a different timeline switch there. I'll catch you later, Lucy. Good to have you in, though. And Garnet there, I've told you, 2022 there, Kettering, a UFO, so a spaceship bigger than a football field, low, no noise, a white light around it there, circular shape, watched for 10 minutes. Did anybody else see that one? It's not one I've heard at the minute, but, and what shape was the craft there? Fantastic story there. Logic as well, sorry, I'm back there. Crazy lady decided to have a chase with CHP there, she got busted, Jesus. A bit of fun to spice up your evening there. 13 trillion electrical voltage there, and it caused damage down to really. I wouldn't. The law of unintended consequences. You don't know what you're messing with at these sorts of scales there. Why do people say if they're aliens when UFOs are real? I mean, well, this is look, it's the scientific pushing it over the line of confirmation. You know, there is. Without confirmation, you know, we're going on logic, which is a belief structure, and then that's fine. It's a great way to navigate the world, but, you know, in our Western reductionist world, and that science is a good thing, locking things and confirming them in is very, very useful for us. You know, it's provided so much advancement, but it's not the only way to act in the world, isn't it? You know, belief is a very, very good tool, and, you know, it's reasonably accurate with a lot of things as well. But yeah, the UFOs, though, I mean, come on, guys, there's always the unidentified category. Didn't read the name. If the one that you banned, it literally clicked a minute ago. Like, I was so slow on the uptake there, Kate. I was so slow on the uptake. I'd love to scan the skies here in South Africa there to add a scope. Well, at some point it would, if you do get a camera, let us know, because we will probably make the tracker available to people at some point, because yeah, we make them all available to everyone, but it's got to be stable first there. Crazy to think that if there is a life on planets in Andromeda, that they are seeing the Milky Way as we are seeing them. Yeah, it is. But even within the solar system, just looking back here, that's a beautiful red one down there. But
Zoom mode activated.
if we look down, oh, I think that's the dot, that one, the dead pixel. But like, I mean, look at this star here. As far as we know, that is most likely to have planets in orbit around it. And, you know, there is a chance. It's very red now. Look, make you sick. See, that's the atmospheric wave there. But there they could be looking back at us, the faint dot that is our star, wondering if there is life right here. I don't think she's done the signed copies yet, X. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that one. There's another one. There was another one. Oh, I've totally missed it there. I was mentioning from just 20 minutes in there, but they were obviously... Oh, yeah, no, I didn't see those. I didn't see those at all there. So it doesn't tell us... Let me see if I can go right the way back to the beginning of the chat, just to see if we can... see if I can just notice them there. Because it might be... If for some reason it's filtered, it doesn't tell me. Skimming through. Yeah, I can't see anything there. So sorry about that one, Nugsy. Depeche Mode. Oh, they went to my parents' school. They were in the year above. Depeche Mode is awesome. Andromeda point out that Scooby, hey, and you guys all called it out, but I was just so slow in the chat there. And Robotic Mania there. What is that? The weird red dot. So there was the weird dot that you were looking at a minute ago, which I couldn't find, but you guys all saw it. There. I'm very delayed there, but you spotted it, don't worry. I'll catch you later, Raf, as well there. Liberty, how are you doing? Good to see you in. Are you streaming tomorrow still for the eclipse? There we go, got words. And is it the Alfie there? The eclipse, the planets aligned, and meteor shower, and extreme heat waves. Anyone thinks something else? It is a bit of a convergent there, Alfie. It really is. I'm open to it. I've got to admit, I am open to it there. And Dan, there is the sky watching app. Is that a sky watching app? So Dan, no, this is my camera out in the garden with all of our equipment as well. And guys, if you do want to. If there's something that we're not talking about, if the grid squares or the tracking lines aren't popping up, if you type in the coordinates, there's a little bit of lag. But if you type in the coordinates, it will highlight the grid just like that one is at the minute there. So like, you know, B2, for example, there. So yeah, you can draw our attention to it if it is there, and the mod's attention and things like that. And we can zoom in on the very, very interesting stuff there as well. Try, if it's a moving object, try and do the box you think it's going to be in next, because that lag, it just lines up a little bit better there. Lock Loman as well. Excuse me, I will catch you tomorrow, yeah, if we're not blind after the eclipse there. And Trevor there, got my solar glasses and all of my camera configured and ready. I forgot the glasses. I forgot the glasses. But me being me, thank God I don't have a higher credit limit, guys, because I thought, well, I don't want to buy those cheap paper ones. Why don't I go get a smart telescope with a solar filter on it? I didn't do that in the end. I didn't, but that's where my brain went. One day we will, though. I did a practice eclipse stream tonight there. Found a beautiful place for it. You got to put in work to find these things. Yeah, you don't want to turn up, do you, and realise there's a bloody tree in the way, or, you know, because of the land, you're not going to be able to see something there. Brilliant. you're looking forward to it. Hopefully I will catch your stream for that one. And I mean, there, I just find it fascinating that the sun is so dang big compared to the Earth, and yet it's the same diameter as the moon. It's weird. I thought, guys, tinfoil hat time, moon stuff, moon conspiracies were full tinfoil hat. But as we talk about a lot when we're doing our moon streams that look like that, the moon is weird. The moon is very weird. Like, there's a lot of coincidences there that are just a little bit too perfect. 400th the size of the sun at 400th the distance there. Very strange. Perfectly aligned to give us that perfect near solar eclipse there, which is very good for studying the sun. Also, if you want to, develop to be a spacefaring planet, species, what better training wheels than the moon right next by? There, and red dot keeps flashing in. Hello, free there, Robert. Good spot in there. And Dan, Sam, is this skywatching software available to purchase? So it's a bit crap at the minute. We probably will make it publicly available when it's more stable. If you want to try it, it's a bit temperamental, but make sure you're on our Discord and just drop us a message. And at some point, we'll make it available when it's a little bit more stable there. But yeah, we're definitely open to other people using it there. Also, guys, we've got that is available on our website at the minute. UFO.live. We've got our dog whistle, so again you get suitable speakers to plug it into and you can play it from your device to summon in the beings there. You've got the alien radio signal computer that's always playing there, so you can always just monitor, like in the film Contact, listening out for radio signals. Sensor dashboard that gives you all sorts of earth-based but space-based as well, information and data on what is going on, and maybe the tracker at some point soon. You don't have to pay for it. It is all you got to do is register on our site with the same email that you use for the Patreon. Again, you don't have to pay for that either. The free version does do it. It's just to filter out the bots basically, and it knows that you're not. But you do about 24 hours to it to realise, sometimes less. But then you get access to all of those there. I'll catch you later, Janie, as well there. And Trevor, Who Built the Moon there? Christopher Knight, good book. I will have to check that one out there, Trevor, because I do want to. The moon is weird. Jurassic Park taught us years ago, life always finds a way. But it really does. The more we're looking, the more we're testing, we're finding life is far more resilient than we thirst for. Things can survive in the conditions of space for much, much longer than initially expected there. So that habitable zone, is much wider there. And they even think, pretty much they might just rule out the habitable life. And that it doesn't even take into account, does it? The idea of plasmoids, sentient plasma-based life forms that we feel very close to being proving. They're looking into this one a lot now, mainstream science. And that would just change the rules there, because it doesn't really need any of the habitability stuff as well there. And the moon's hollow, so someone definitely put it there. Well, the moon is only 23% as dense as the Earth, and it's meant to be made out of the same materials. So that is an indicator that there is something very, very strange. I've definitely heard honeycombed. And also, the moon is a bit weird. It's soft on the outside, hard on the inside. It's almost like it's been hollowed out to some degree. It's a strange old beast. And we can't be. It just isn't possible for Earth to be the only perfection in the entire solar system. That's what logic would tell you, isn't it? That is what logic would say there. But why is it the science goes around the other way? That they mistake their rules for the system. I think a lot of the time there. Where is Uranus? Logic. That is on our members only content. Kane 4K there, 2 pixels. What's that one for? We've got a few dead ones there. Might be atmospheric and not a pixel. Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, so but well, if it's the if it moves when we spin the camera, then it's not a pixel. Could be something to do with the light coloration coming from one of them. It's definitely a possibility that it's lava tubes and things like that, but it does seem to be suspiciously so, because it seems to be very dense as well. Like it's very hard, but yet still not as dense. It's a weird one. Like with the craters, isn't it? There, normally a crater, the bigger the object, the deeper the crater, and the wider the crater. That's what happens on Earth. But on the Moon, the wider the crater, but not the deeper. And could we be the only species where the planet is situated perfect to live on the surface, where other species could only live underground? That is an angle. We just don't know. There are lots of really interesting theories, and if you listen to them, maybe it is our moon. Our moon does seem to be rare. And it does provide a lot of stability for our environment here, our position close to the sun, but also as well that our planet, being this close to the sun, if their planetary formation models are correct, we shouldn't have as much organic matter here, which we needed for the components for life. That's an outer solar system planet. But maybe the planet that was more of an outer solar system planet the size of Mars, they think smashed into the early Earth and then reformed to make the current Earth, and the moon, where it came from, maybe that delivered those materials. You know, there's so many variations. I said it's like, you know, the old movie films, you know, it's all the different cells, the individual scenes, you play them fast and it looks like a movie, right? But when you imagine the cinema ones, the full feature films that are thousands of individual cells, we're looking back into the past in our history. We've got like 5 film cells and we're trying to predict what the whole movie's about. You go, well, that is a face in that one and there's a tree in that one. I think it's about ghosts. You know, we've got very limited to go on there. Could be, thank you, Kate, could be a camera thing for that one there. And disclosure, it's crazy that you can see Andromeda. This isn't even a telescope. This is just, it's not even a proper zoom lens. In fact, we try and minimize the zoom. It's only a 25mm lens because we want to see the widest field of view possible. But you can see Andromeda, a whole other galaxy, which is on its way to merge with us. I don't think we'll be around for it, guys, but it is on its way. And out of the Space Raiders aliens, who would you at least want to meet? The roast beef guy. I'm a barbecue Space Raiders kind of chap. And even though I am approaching 40 at record speed, I still have to put the little wheels on the car when eating them. And robotic, what is there? Oh yeah, it's getting a bit glitchy. Well, we are probably on the wind down anyway, so hopefully it will sort itself out. I wonder, it's not clear that it's temperature, guys. It is warm in this room, but it ain't as warm for that, so piece of shit. Anyway, what the heck was the one in D1 there? There was a very weird orb that just stopped and then it flashed twice and zoomed off. Really weird. Right, but with that I did not see, and that is very strange. If you're seeing one of these objects now, stop, do a flash and then go off. Bang on. Anomalous. There's no mainstream explanation for that at all. We'll have to watch the replay on that one to see if we can spot that one. And no one knows exactly. I just knew from the NASA that NASA tells that the moon rang like a bell, and then it's NASA, so it could be fairy tales. Well, that, yeah, definitely with them. But no, you're right. It is weird. It is really, really, really strange. And we don't know for sure what's causing it. I think things like lava tubes and things like that are... yeah, thanks for the heads up there. But lava tubes and like that are definitely plausible explanations. But it's, oh Jesus Christ, it's still giving it up, and it's flashing there, guys. Sorry, we'll figure that technical problem out at some point. But it is interesting, and I believe that air mixture in our atmosphere is unique, but it does change as well. It does, but it's also the air mixture isn't responsible for life overall. Like for us, we've evolved to support that, but I mean there was life, there was carbon dioxide predominant life that thrived off of that. That's the first great extinction event, wasn't it, when new bacteria kind of started, but it turned us into an oxygen rich environment, killed off all the original carbon based one, or carbon feeding ones. So like, you know, and definitely the oxygen levels and all the different gases are always changing over time. Like dinosaurs wouldn't survive now because they would need bigger lungs, you know, because there was more oxygen back then, and you know, could support larger insects and shit like that. There was a time, the Earth apparently, back in its early days, where the mushrooms were as big as fucking redwood trees, and there was so much oxygen in the atmosphere, things would spontaneously combust and would just burn into flames. What a giant hellscape that would be. I'm sure there's no other moon like our one, and no other solar eclipse on any planet. We know. I just didn't click with the solar eclipse that would be rare. I thought, oh, you know, moons and other planets. But no, look at the other moons. You know, the fact that we've got a planetoid-like moon so close to a planet of this size as well. It's for what we know, that is quite rare, and you know, they obviously don't all line up. Mars, for example, has what looks like captured asteroids, potatoes floating quite close by to it. It's normally the bigger bodies that have moons kind of like ours. But again, we're not taking that data from a lot. We can literally only tell the solar system to a degree, the inner ones more accurately, the outer ones probably mostly there now. But other stars, we literally got our first exomoon detection. So if it's a planet or a moon not around our sun, so in another solar system, it's an exoplanet or an exomoon. And we literally got that first detection of an exomoon like last week or something. So we don't have a lot of other case studies to know if our one is incredibly rare, but it could well be. Time of the eclipse is, I think, is it like from 6 PM here in the UK till 8 or something like that there? Scott, can you explain the eclipse and why it happens? So, God, this is doing my best science communicator bit now. Basically, the moon goes in between us and the sun. So if you think of us here, planet Earth, the sun going, I have all my light. Well, the moon is in between that and it blocks it. But the moon, again, is really, really tiny, but it is also as smaller than it is from the sun. It is also as far away. So it aligns itself up to get a very near perfect total eclipse for it there, very near. The moon is such a mystery there, big ball of rock, just floating there, and it's just floating there, so close there. And Brittany, anything unusual lately, good to have you in. Had a lot of lovely shooting stars lately, which we're very much enjoying. But yeah, we've had a couple of strange ones. We don't think we've had a slam dunk one for a couple of months yet, which just means, because August last year, guys, was our peak, was our absolute damn peak. So make sure you're around for the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to kick off. Oh, you sent the things. Thank you, really appreciate that one. Yeah, good. But working in audio in podcasts, I got quite geeky with my sounds, and when you said that app, I'm like, I want to go record all the stone circles around here, so I need to know what kit I need for that. And any motherships in the rings of Saturn, Robert, possibly, but unless they're fucking massive, we won't know. It's like when they say, where are all the aliens? We ain't that good at looking. We are really not that good at looking. We do not have a good understanding of all of the things in our inner solar system. We know a lot of things, but there are always comets and meteors going between us and the moon, and NASA go, oh shit, that was a close one. Like we don't have a full coverage of things that enter and exit Earth's atmosphere, so let alone something that could be hiding in amongst other things up there. It's definitely possible, Rosbert. Sneaking into Alan's room there. Me and he in the hydroponics bay. Oh, you're on the Starship Alan there. You're steeping into... Watch out for the probing room, though. But me and Avia in the hydroponics bay. Just come here often. Seen that moth flying around. You've seen... Is he come from up your way, V? He's come down on a holiday to bother me. How are you doing, Gribbage? Only getting to your messages there now. Sorry, so the chat has been incredibly busy tonight. I want to obviously make sure I'm meeting everyone there. And Trevor, we had a massive fire in Exeter today. That whole nature reserve. Oh my God, that's awful. In flames there. I now have to keep all the windows closed. It smells terrible. Oh, in the heat as well. They're so sad. So much land and nature gone in 4 hours. It is awful. The ones we're having. New Forest got a big one as well. The thing that I kind of reassure myself with is that sometimes they can actually be beneficial. I mean, don't tell the poor bunnies that, animals of Farthing Wood, Watership Down style, had to flee, and all that sort of stuff, and all the loss of there. But, those things actually can be really beneficial for the, releasing nutrients into the soil and stuff like that. So I'm telling myself, so I'm not so sad with it there. I'm going to watch solar eclipse there tomorrow. Oh, God, yeah, no. Try imaging a planet then, Uggsy, and say they don't get much atmospheric turbulence. Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose if you're trying to do it like that zoomed, I'm from this sort of this luxury here where it's looks pretty all right from this distance there. Rachel, how are you doing? Seen Icarus again now, and I feel earlier having to take breaks from the media. No, that's totally fine, Rachel. You never have to feel bad about that. Do take a break whenever you need. You're always welcome. There, hopefully we're all good. We're all good there. And I'm glad you saw your friends as well there. Seen them the other night. Always welcome though. We never have to feel bad, Rachel. That is good. You've seen them. Do tell us more if you want to. Thanks, and thank you, Trevor, as well. And Nugsy as well. I'll say yes, that's Mirak, but you won't get to it for a while. Oh, thank you. So that one was, right, that was then Mirak. How far did you say away it was?
Zoom mode activated.
Mirak is this one, apparently, if I've remembered correctly. Thank you for finding that one. And Dunwich Heath's there near me. Is destroyed due to fire. I heard the coastline down there was, it might be near that she said it. Was a flash, then a flash started to move near Cygnus. Oh, okay, so you spotted it as well. And Snaffle's there. Astroboa, his live stream has picked up 100 meteors so far. They are so clear, Snaffles. Yeah, I think he's pointing a little bit in a better direction, which is weird. Mainly, that part of town is so light polluted, so we're slightly off of it. It's as far as we can go before the thing just goes really, really crap. Yeah, before it's too bright there. 66,000 likes. Oh, well done, guys, in the old talks there. This was a one. Oh, it was arson. Oh, that is even bloody in this heat as well, because they said that about the ones in California last year. The really awful ones that wiped it out. There's a suspicion, that it was. You think, for fuck's sake. A great big flash in A1 there. I totally missed it. Do you know, Suthan? Oh, 100%, yeah. I'm not seeing that when you're saying hello. Oh, hello, Delaria out there as well. It hasn't translated for me, sadly. But hello. Do you remember that story a few years back? Oh, TikTok's having another sulk. Mercury in microwave, guys. Mercury in microwave. It should clear itself up shortly. Do you remember that story? A few years back in Yorkshire, a train hit something large on the tracks, and when they investigated there was nothing to be found, but it damaged the train. You know what? But no, I don't remember the train one, but I remember the wind turbine. Do you remember this one? I can't remember where it was here in the UK, but it was, you know, one of the proper big wind turbines. Something in the night, bang, locals heard it. You know, I don't know if they saw a flash of it, but anyway, it was local. What the f is that? Check it out the next day. Something had gone into one of the blades and knocked the blade off. Like, so it had to have been massive, but there was no wreckage. There's no planes in the area. The only wreckage was the blade itself. So something hit that thing at speed. Something sizable. That went quiet as well, didn't it? There. And anyway, a whole reverse gone simply because someone, a whole reserve gone because someone couldn't hold their hands. So, yeah. Shame they didn't get caught up in it. It's the exact bit that we're talking about, the flash. Oh, it was that bit. What's about? Anyone else got the stream offline, but audio carried on? Oh, maybe there's a bit of a bug for you guys as well. Star looked red. They did with it as close when we zoomed in on that, and that's where the flash was. So that one next to that one, then that was, I think it was around this bit that was affecting it there. So that looks like it could be a bit of a sensor issue with the camera. Catch you later can't as well there. We've got a flasher there, Al. Good spotting. Flasher in B3. I totally missed that one, guys. Sorry. I'm not on the ball tonight. I'm too hot. And trying to back of the scene keep tech things from breaking. So half my brain's there. Oh, it ended for you for a second there. Trading guys. Sorry about that. Could be a signal thing. Every now and again, somebody obviously uses. I'm chasing down the fibre installers. I'm trying to, I'm seeing them in the streets in town, trying to get out of them when they think they're going to get my road done. Because then we won't have any of those issues there. Oh, do you go to Silbury Hill or West Kennet or Avebury? There is great for stargazing and a weird real ground stuff at this time of year worth messing around with. So Trevor, they're all on our list. They're all on our list. I wasn't going to do Silbury because obviously you can't get on Silbury Hill now itself, but you can get quite close. But maybe, yeah, West Kennet. Obviously Stone Henge is right next to that as well. So they're on the list, but to be honest, we've longed it off because I don't drive, so I have to rely on a friend to take us to do it, and it's lining up good weather in his calendar. But also our on-the-go rig, it was just so temperamental. I didn't want to kind of go out there and then it not work and stuff like that. And also if there's enough phone signal to connect to do a stream from. But we're very close to being able to totally solve all those issues. We've got a gadget that now makes not only it much more reliable, probably more bloody reliable than doing it for the main computer, for doing our on-location stuff, and it makes it better. We can bring in all sorts of other features. But also, once we've completed we've raised enough basically to pay for the Starlink, then it doesn't matter where we are, we can always get the signal. So it'll be much easier for us to just try, just low risk. If it doesn't work out, jump in the car, go down the road sort of thing. And in number 4B there was a flash like a torch light there. Someone took a picture. It was very weird. Oh, did they? They took a screenshot. 4B4, where are we there? Oh, so it's right down the bottom down there. Good spotting. Nothing weird about that. But maybe there isn't, Rachel. Maybe there isn't. This is the thing. We don't have enough information to say definitely. There are plenty of, reasons, for it to be perfectly natural and just really, really good luck. It's amazing. But I also definitely think there's a lot of things that make me interested. I wouldn't be surprised, there. Any plans up tonight? There probably is, but I don't think they're around this way for us, sadly, there. And can you see the meteor shower tonight? Even, yeah, we can. We haven't spotted many. I thought we were on 3 or 4, I think, tonight, meteors. We're slightly off the wrong place because, yeah, the part of town where that is going over in that direction is very, very light polluted. So you wouldn't see much anyway. So we're as close as we can get to that. But in Discord, the sun. Thank you, Liberty. I'll check that one out. The flashing glitches are amping up. Yeah, but they've cooled down again now, I think, touch wood. I know they're still happening, but it wasn't a problem, not last night, the night before. Oh, there you go, there's another one. No idea what's cooling. I mean, it is warmer tonight. I have to see if there's a correlation with temperature. I mean, I've got the fan blowing right into the computer. It's something, yeah, I don't think it's broken. I think it's to do with, it's either the power distribution, it's trying to power, it's not getting enough power, or it's to do with the heat there. Today, the sky will be speculated more than ever. It will be. There'll be lots of eyes on the sky. Maybe it's the perfect time for people to observe something a bit strange. Thank you for giving the heads up, Gate, there, because that is normally an indicator that, although technically the flashes come from a different card from the stream cutting out, but I have made some changes to settings, so I'm very, very hopeful that it won't cut out anymore. But you know what our luck's like. There. Correct, exactly. No, can't type. We all can't type there tonight. And I heard talk of African stories from the days before the moon arrived there. And yeah, I think there is some African. There's a couple of tribes. I think even the Aboriginals. There might be a tribe within the Aboriginal. The Australian natives there that talk of a very similar thing. And again, is it metaphorical? Is it literal? I think because of the gravitational interactions that we know that the moon has with us, there should be something in the geologic record to kind of give a clue. If there was no moon, then there was, But maybe that could be something catastrophic like the Younger Dryas or something, I do find it interesting. I wouldn't write them off there. And will our streetlights come on during the eclipse? Said Darren. Who asked that one earlier? I don't think it's going to be dark enough from that, based on what people are saying, but I don't actually know. From Portugal, how are we doing, Pierre? Zoom in on B2 just for a bit. I don't know if I'm in the same place as we was then, but I can do it now. B2 is this one.
Zoom mode activated.
Let's have a quick look in. Was it Andromeda you want to look in? There we go, just for a bit, because we've got some tracks there. It's these objects, guys. We need to see these things stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory, because then we know for sure that we are looking at something a little bit stranger indeed there. Transformer stacks. I do love a good. They think they've slightly changed the recipe, because they're not as good as they once were, but I'm going out tomorrow and I'm going to get some now on it there. And actually, if the sky is dark enough there, Portal 1, desert-like, and your eyes are well adapted, you can see Andromeda with the naked eye. That was I was thinking, I wonder if you can, if it's dark enough. I do want, what is that Portal level? I need to figure that one out. Actually, I've probably got an app that will tell me that one. Let me have a look. Because I've always, people ask, and I go, I don't actually know. This is the Sky app. Portal. Oh, class 5, so it's not that good as well. We're only about mid-range. Yeah. Might be slightly off, because that's taking, I think, the town in general, and we are on the outskirts of it, so we probably benefit. There are places that are a lot worse in this town for the light, so maybe it's a little bit lower than that. But probably in the range, I'd imagine. I've forgotten that I had that app. Anyway. I remember watching a few years back about early scriptures not having any moon or something like that, and then it started to appear at a certain time frame in scripture, meaning it came from then. There are clues. There are clues to these things. Again, it's not the same as like a scientific measurement, is it? But how would you get that if the moon was there or wasn't? But it doesn't mean it's worthless. It can start to paint that picture. Yeah, it does sound about right. Oh, I can't pronounce it. Triangulum Galaxy should be coming up at the bottom of B4 by the end of the time you get this there. But will we see it B4 around here? Well, I don't know. I didn't even know that one existed. I've heard that name before. It's crazy to think it's possible. Well, the universe does seem to be a bit crazier than we would have previously thought there. Bree and Tina, thank you for the follows. Good to have you guys in. Where are you joining us from there? Mandy as well, if I hadn't said thank you, and for Gribbage as well for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. There's a planetary alignment eclipse and shooting star party the next few nights. Yeah, it is. This alignment is a triple bill, isn't it there? Philip, good use of the grid. And Beef there, Sam. Of everything you've personally detected or witnessed at Warminster, what's the one event that still bothers you because none of your equipment or conventional explanations could account for it? So, that is a very, very, very good question. We've seen some things that pique my interest, but the one that I find most curious, and I'm sure it's a limitation. Excuse me, rather of the ability there. But when we was doing one of our Skywatches once up on one of the hill forts, live with you guys, good fun. We saw in the distance, it looked like to be on the hill with us, and I thought it was a dog walker, like an LED headlamp. That's where my brain went, because it was this sort of really bright, intense white light, and it was just kind of seemed to be bouncing, seemed to be close to the surface, but kind of there's some movement to it. So I thought, oh, we're up here, we've got all this rig set up. They're probably curious. They're just going to come walk the dog nearby and just see what we're up to. And I had it out of the corner of my eye, watching it, and then it disappeared. Oh, right, maybe they got bored. They got close, they saw, they went off. And then it come back another couple of times on the stream, like later on. And I'm like, that was really weird, because when you're up there, it's a flat. Was that another faint shooting star there near Andromeda? It's a flat hilltop, no trees or anything like that. It's an old hillfall. You see a really good commanding view of the town around. You see, the street lights. You see people's garden floodlights coming on. You see cars cresting the hill and the headlights getting brighter and dimmer. You see planes in the distance, helicopters, the military dropping flares over the horizon. And this particular, where this was coming from, was right towards Salisbury Plain. And to be honest, the hill fort is on Salisbury Plain. Like, it is actually part of that land. And so then there's nothing. It's just military training area, basically. So it doesn't mean there can't be absolutely anything there. But I'm pretty confident that there wasn't a big spotlight that was just on and off there. I mean, it's possible, but it felt like there was something up there on the hill with us there. And it does tie in with some of the earlier sightings that were historically there. I haven't had quite the exciting ones here. I've had some more spooky stuff, but not in this town previously. We've only been here a year. That was one of the really interesting ones there. But we've had some strange movement on the camera and stuff. Spastastic there. Thank you, Noel. I appreciate that one. Oh, Space-tastic. I thought it was Spastastic. I thought it was Raf then, Space-tastic. Appreciate it there. It's taking me, but we're going to get through it, guys. We're going to power through. I'm only 11 minutes behind rather than the 40 minutes there. The activity has been very active at my place there. Generally, it's felt insanely active, Rachel, at the minute. So maybe there's that correlation with that. Totally senses. My mum senses that they have been around more because I get worried about them when I don't see them. Quite possible. But it feels at the time, this summit, feels like it's building up there. And Pancake there. I've got to get up early, Pancake. No worries. We'll catch you later for that one. Good to have you in, as always. Any luck with the Meteor show? I think we've had, is it 3 or 4? I can't even see my own little counter there. It's probably clearer for you guys. It's too small on my screen. There. Tell V, I said hi. I hope she gets well soon. Oh, V, there we go. Rachel says hello. I'm going to ignore them now, those flashes. They should sort themselves out. And Kate there, why can't you get on that hill and now? So we can get on the hill. It's still accessible. It's just getting up there. It's like an hour's walk up a really tall hill, and I don't want to do that without a car. I have to rely on Pete for that one. But no, it's one of our regular spots. We do want to branch out to the other ones, because there's a few other ones that, again, they all have sightings around here as well. But we haven't done them mainly because I'm not confident on the connection. But if we get the Starlink at some point soon, that will just eliminate that problem. Cool, and the video as well, Rachel there. Lucky with the flash. Feel so emotional when they are still around, as you know. Yeah, and I come in from Stargaze and always tell them good night. And say, ah, maybe that's why they come back there. I thought Starlink was being banned across Europe in favour of USATs, in favour of EU sat companies that don't use US infrastructure. I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I very much doubt it. The problem is the EU stuff is just shit. That's the problem. I mean, I'm a big fan generally of like competition in space. I don't think it should ever be left down to one billionaire or one country. But you look at everybody giving it a go, and you're like, they can't touch Musk. You can say a lot of things about him, not all of them pleasant. But he's an outlier. He's doing very well in those fronts. He's our best chances. So, yeah. Did you hear about the EU packing regulations that were coming in? It just blows your mind. It blows your mind. You guys, you talk about bad decision after bad decision. We're down here as well. Don't say such a thing out loud there. Transformers have been my favourite lately. It's you know, they're delicious. But it's just didn't quite hit the spot like last time there. and beef there. Could you eventually put a second observation station several miles away and try and get targets? It is on the list. It is actually on the list we want to do. This is good in a simplified sense, but there are ones that visually don't look very good, but there are that much better at doing the tracking. So they wouldn't make a fun stream, but we could do like a results thing, and it is on my aspirations list to try and find some other eccentric in the town, maybe on the other side of town, that would take one of these tracking stations. We build one here, and then we could have it kind of going and coming up with the sites there. So it is on the list there. 80,000 likes already, guys. Thank you for that one. Appreciated. It does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. Oh, did it not work? Weird. I saw the third one. Tap it again to see if it works now. I don't know why it's not working, so it might need a bit of a tweak. I'll have to add that to my to-do list there. M33 is massive in the sky, but I've never seen it with the naked eye. The cam may pick it up. Ah, Liberty. Whereabouts is M33 then into us? What direction at the minute do you think? How you doing, Gareth Green? Good to see you in there. Eclipse tomorrow, yes, and we will be on for the meteor shower afterwards when it gets properly dark, and I'll be going, oh, my eyes are probably. Yeah, I had to reread it twice. I'm just so used to RAF. France is getting rid of Windows for Linux. Well, actually, I can go with that. Look, we got this PC as a streaming computer because I use a Mac. I won't go back because it is brilliant. It always works. Does everything you need it to do all of the bloody time. Brilliant bit of kit. But TikTok didn't allow us, and we started off just on TikTok. They wouldn't allow, their software didn't work for Mac, and I had a workaround that stopped working, so we were off for 2 weeks. That's why we went to the YouTube, because it was a backup initially, and now it's the bigger platform. But it's the more stable one. Now you can do it with on Apple streaming from there for TikTok. But we got this PC for it. It's a dedicated. I don't do any gaming, other than for the stream when we do that occasionally. But it's well overpowered purely to just live stream the sky and handle all this sort of stuff. And it's been one thing after another, and most of the problems are Windows related. Absolutely awful operating system. It's an own goal constantly. I thought to myself the other day, if I'm going to actually be proactive, I'm going to make a backup. I'm going to make sure it's, because we've got so many precise settings now. We've got it dialed in. Oh, another shooting star. That was a cool one. We've got it just dialed in. I thought I'd do a backup. How does this work in this day and age for doing Windows backups? I've got to sign in with my Microsoft account. I just want to put it on a hard drive, lads. Don't overcomplicate it. No, okay, sign in with a Microsoft account. Would not log me in. Oh, what about doing this sort of authentication? We'll text you. Never text me. It's just they trip themselves up for being fucking awful. Oh, we're getting them now, guys. We're coming through thick and fast. Look at that one. That was two very, very close by. Here we go. Musk is worth $1 trillion now. Not surprised. Not surprised. I take a day of his. I'll take a minute of his interest on that. I mean, most of it is locked up in value, isn't it? I mean, it's still got a hell of a lot of cash, but like the bigger numbers like that are just it's not real. It's not cash in bank. But you got to say this as well, like, whatever your feelings are on billionaires, he doesn't have a yacht, and he doesn't even have a fancy house. He puts it all back into the tech and stuff. Was it really right to say one there? Doing that recently, yeah. I never did it before with them there, but they always on my mind these days. Yeah, and that's but it's things like that. It's the touch there, and has it in financial interest there. Oh, you're not going to start receiving letters from Musk then? Dear Kate, I long for you on these lonely nights. A little bit of Musk interest is what you wanted there. Anything else gets the whack-a-mole treatment. I don't know, Kate. He does have a lot of children. There could be an alignment of interest. The potatoes. You're getting a bit hungry now. Think of that one. I said longer it didn't work. Piece of crap. Who built this, Kate? It's on my list of things to do. We'll get to it at the weekend. If you could add one piece of equipment to the setup tomorrow, regardless of cost, what would give you the best chance of identifying it? I don't know. That is a good... I've got a very long shopping list. possibly one of those tracking stations, or two of those tracking stations, essentially, to do that. Because again, it wouldn't necessarily make for a good visual on the Skywatch, but I'm sure I could rig it to alert us when it was confident of a detection, and then we could point a manual camera at it, hopefully see something, and then, you know, have the data from the other bit of kit. What you've ever seen? The M33 M33 is it has a name. So I've heard of M33 and M48 and all those ones like that. But triangular. Oh my god, my words there. Follow Andromeda down through Mirror and about the same distance again. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. An email. Hold on, let me have a check that one. But so that one's the star. So about around here, somewhere around there is about halfway, somewhere like that. Let me just check on that one there. Oh, where's my cursor? It is on another screen. Where are you, bloody thing? 5 monitors. I lose track of it. All there. Where are we down here? Wrong button. Sorry guys, internal admin. At least the messages work, okay? They seem to be semi-consistent. You have to let me know though if they're dropping out. Oh Jesus! Wait a minute. What? Damien? Let me just check on something there. Mainly concerned. Come on, loady. If that somebody's been triple charged there, because it's showing on my system 3 times. There. Oh no, I think it's just coming through once. Thank God for that. Poor person. So we've had a very generous donation from Damien there. Are you in the chat on that one, Damien? Is that you in the chat for that? Let me scroll through. I'm going to scroll up, find it for the last one, because I think we've had a Damien in tonight, haven't we? Yeah, on the tubes. Yeah, Damien, there we go. You are. If that's you, that Damien, thank you for a very, very, very generous donation there tonight. That is very, very kind of you. It's massively appreciated. And basically, right now, that is pretty close for getting the last bit, the Starlink there actually, because we obviously had the other ones in. So yeah, thank you for pushing us pretty much close to the line there, Damien. That is very, very kind. Drop me an email on the same. There should be an email address on the site there, and let us send you at least a T-shirt or something. It's very, very kind of you there. Sorry, where did we get to into the chat? To the last bit of it down there. Where are we? Down here as well. Then be very, very kind. Hopefully, I'll get to your messages in a bit. Or it'd be for you, Damien. Is that why you're asking? Double check. Yeah, it is. I hate Windows now. There, I missed the defrag. Oh God, rib. Yeah, bang on. It's borderline unusable. I might look to put Linux on this one. Yeah, those stars were awesome, weren't they? Sorry about that flashing, guys. That's another thing that we're going to need to tackle once I can figure out what it is. It's something special, and hopefully we're going to see more of them over the days. Bang on. Thank you for the timestamp, V, as well. Doesn't make us a good person. Not sorry. No, it doesn't necessarily. But I'm pretty happy that, you know, we're going to space again. And if we can stream from the woods with no normal signal, that also makes me happy. But you're right, it's a very complicated thing. It's very, you know, I totally get why people don't like him there. I know, yeah. Been perfectly fine. Excellent. There. That is, it is you, Damien, there. Thank you. Very, very kind of you there for that one. Seen anything interesting, Chris? Yeah, we had a lovely shooting stars there. Yeah, incredibly kind of you, Damien. Sorry, I'm still a bit. I don't know what to say around those sorts of things. You know, we've had a couple of wonderful people been very, very awesome with us there. I need to figure out better ways of expressing how much appreciated that is. Seeing, where are we down here? Jiu-Jitsu as well. How are you doing? Good to see you in there. Space Worms there. I appreciate you there, Damien, as well. Like, you know, so yeah, just send us a message, so then I'll get one. I'll ask you your details, and we can get something sent out for you there. And the same goes for you as well, Paul, if you're still watching. So, Paul, we owe you something. Sorry. Remember we played Phasmophobia ages ago. I didn't know. I don't recognise the name on here, but yes, I remember we played Phasmophobia. Yeah. How are you doing? We haven't done gaming in ages. We all, when it gets to winter and we can't get the camera out as much. How are you doing? Been another shooting star. I was hoping it's going to be a few more there. OGV, catch you later there. Very good to see you as always. Our shooting star counter resets to 0, does it? Piece of crap. Right, let me put that on my list now as a specific bug to tackle. Hold on. Right, I've been making a list of bugs. Where is app? There it is, right. There you go, a few little bug reports there. Good grief, I've caught up with the chat. Yeah, it means you're all slacking now. That's what it means. To be fair, though, we are about 120? No, maybe overall, maybe about 100 people less in now than it was at the peak. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that is a bug. Yeah. So it's going off of our schedule. It thinks that we were ending at midnight, 10 till midnight, by default, and for some reason it resets it ready for the next stream, and it's not meant to do that. It's meant to reset it just before the next planned stream. So now I know what the bug is. Thank you for the heads up there. I'll catch you later, Rachel, as well. Thank you. Yeah, the name threw me off there, but good to see you. How have you been? You're all right there. And Beef there, first time here there, and I'm really enjoying it there. Awesome channel, subscribe. Thank you, Beef, very kind. And I love your questions and your answers and all your knowledge there. You know, honestly, sometimes when it's those quieter winter streams, you don't want me just yapping. I ain't got anything good to say. It's you guys that ask the awesome questions and share the awesome experiences there. So, enjoying it there as well. Could multiple tracking stations automatically hand off a target to each other as it moves across the sky? So yes, but there's going to be the what's publicly available, like who's got that already. Then there's got the technological limitations, if there are any. But I imagine in theory, if it's detectable, then you could do that one. And then you've got failing nothing off the shelf. Is it in my realms of being able to bodge it? Or can I meet someone that can? But I would love to give it a go. I mean, there are there's some really good. It's UAP DAP, Data Acquisition Program. Some of you guys recently pointed me to this. They do sell these full rigs with a night vision all sky camera with AI tracking and identify that knows your location, maps overlays the known aircraft, and it measures not just the visual light like this, but it does something to do with the local magnetic field, if there's iterations like that, all sorts of weird things, and all that data all at once from its point. And if you pair it up with another one, if it's far enough away, it can then triangulate the position to get the depth and give it much more information there. And you can buy the whole rig. I don't know if it's like $1,000 or something, but they also do just the software, and you can build your own stuff. So yeah, that would be one of the things, at some point there. It doesn't make for a good Skywatch because the all sky cameras, they're not interested in the stars, so they're not designed to see that. They're designed to see as like a larger sky as possible, but not really interested in the stars. It's the closer things. Oh, thank you, Damien, again. That's very, very kind. Again, very appreciated there. But yeah, hopefully you're very, very close now. As long as, the world doesn't do something. What was it we were saving up for last summer? we can do the infrared modification of the camera, and that was it. And then TikTok did its thing, and we had to sort out a new bloody computer. So it's one thing or another, but we're ring fencing this for exactly that, so we don't have those problems again. I really like to see you achieve something like that with this out there. It would be incredible. Oh, Beef, keep on it. It'll happen. It'll happen at some point, you know. Kind of like civilization. We're going to end up in the stars at some point. As long as a comet doesn't wipe us out, then we'll end up there. Same with this. If we're still doing it, we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep moving. I mean, we've only been doing this a year. I mean, I don't think the earlier videos are listed, but maybe if you look at some of the old clips, you'll kind of see no tracker, no grid. It was much basic. You know, we've now got the camera a little bit better as well, you know, and stuff like that. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Thank you, Chizzy. Put Kate on the list as well. Of course. Catch you later, Rachel. And Liverpool is the best. Now you do. That does ring a bell there. And Troject, how are you doing? Good to see you again. Yeah, we do now. We're all good. We're hot. Heat wave here at the minute. Always exactly the same, Rachel. And do you believe in the light year theory that if we travel far enough, we can see the Earth from a different? That was what you were talking about, the light. So, mostly, this is the idea, guys. That so essentially, if you look at, I'm actually caught up with the chat as far as I can tell from my end. So that's a weird actually being this far ahead. Eventually, but right, yeah. So where's my cursor? Right. So if we zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
All right, this one here. Say it's 100 light years away. That light left that star 100 years ago. So that is a snapshot. It's a Polaroid of what that star looked like 100 years ago. If that blew up 50 years ago, we do actually. Yeah, you know, what have you've already lost your first, so we need to sort that one out, don't we? Spare ribs really tasty. Have you finished him off? Oh, I'm hungry now, guys. What this Transformer snacks and food talk. But yeah, if that star had blown up 50 years ago, we would not know for another 50 years. No information can travel. There we go. The shooting star tracker's working again. It's reset itself. We are on 4, but it reset. So yeah, we wouldn't know. No information can travel faster than that. We would take 50 years before we could see that, or you know, whatever the other medium of the information would be. So the theory goes then in reverse that if there was a species with a powerful enough telescope that was what the dinosaurs were there 100 million years ago. Let's just say, for example, 100 million years ago. So if there is a species out there 100 million light years away from us right now, and they had a really powerful telescope that could actually see us from that distance, if they could really zoom in on the Earth, they would see the dinosaurs walking around. So in principle, yes, I think so. I think that makes a lot of sense like that. Now in practice, could you really get into that level of detail? I don't know. I mean, gravitational lensing is an interesting thing because, you know, the way gravity bends and distorts light, it acts like a lens. So they're thinking about using things like the sun as a lens, you know, because of its gravity, to kind of use that as the lens to see the star and the galaxies behind it. Maybe other galaxies can work in that way as well. So there are some ways around it there. Oh, you finally back, lost internet car. Oh, well, good to have you back there. Oh, it ain't that type of spare rib. Oh. Judging by the name as well. It's a pet name my mum used to go, oh, that's quite sweet, actually. And Beefy, light years messy with my... Oh, God, yeah. Somewhere out there could be a civilization watching Earth before any of us were even born, yeah? While we're looking back at a version of their world, and they know may not exist anymore. But do you want your head to hurt even more? Firstly, space... The best way to think about time is not like a linear plus or minus like we have our time zone. It doesn't mean if they're because of their gravity and mass affects time, doesn't it, slows it down. If you think of the film Interstellar, time passed slower, etc. Because of, you know, that. It's not that it's necessarily going to catch up somewhere. Time is more like weather. So just because it's raining where you are doesn't mean it's going to rain where I am. You know, it's not the same cloud coming this way. It's not necessarily linear like that. And then also, to really get upsetting, there are things called light cones, and a light cone is essentially your sphere of influence on the universe in every way that you can possibly have an effect on it. There, like any way that your existence can be measured, or not just you, but anything can be measured. And once you're out of that cone, of that sphere, that space of influence, then the order of time does not matter. And I'm not very good at giving an example of this, right? But if I can butcher it now, basically, the order in things that happen can be out of order if you're not linked, because you're outside of these light cones. Like it does not make, time isn't how we perceive it. Again, like having light years and seeing the light, light for us here on Earth is pretty much instantly in our day-to-day experience. So it makes us feel that light is instant. Time, because I can ring up the phone to one of you guys on the other side of the Earth and have a pretty much real-time conversation with you guys, it feels like time is just this shared universal. But it isn't over these vast distances. It's very, 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 very weird, and we don't know as a species how to work with that, how to adapt to that. What does that mean? Again, all of our politics, the way nations act, but essentially that we can have a real-time conversation. What would that be if there's so many light years away just to send a message? It'd be a total pocket bubble of life in the end. I think it's insane. But yeah, if a civilization had the technology that we have got now, any time in the last 2 billion years, they would be able to tell that Earth has had life. So I think no wonder they're interested there. One of my earlier found comments, could you put together a video of odd things you've captured in the stream? So yes, but also I'm awful at that. I have the attention span of a fish. So like I struggle doing edits. I really do. I did have it in a reasonable routine, and I'd sit down on a Sunday and scroll through all the things, and then things get busy, and it's always the first thing to go off of the list. I do keep meaning to do that, but I ain't getting around to it. Kate is helping with us. She's been very helpful coming up with timestamps and actually doing the clipping and stuff like that. So if you've got any good timestamps, Kate would appreciate that. But yeah, it's the big thing I slack on the most. And then going through all of the older ones, it might be possible, but I'd delete a lot of the original files. It's only what we've either previously clipped or a recent stream. Or now, since we've been on YouTube, it records the videos, archives them. I think perhaps it exists, and that's why ET wants to investigate us and visit us. I think so. I think they would be like really curious, even if they are more advanced than us. I think they would be as well by default there. And Carl coming in, feeding out. Thank you for that, Carl. How are you there? Clips there are clips. We've got a few on shorts on the YouTubes, but not many, because it wasn't long after that I gave up on it there. And it's also important to note the furthest signals we've emitted radio waves are only about 140 light years away, so we've not put detectable signals out very far into the cosmos. Bang on, Joe, bang on for that there. So because again, speed of light, radio wave travel at the speed of light, we've only had radio technology, even at its early, most primitive stage, 140 years. Now, radio is an organic phenomenon. The universe talks in radio. You can tune into planets and shit. We've adapted it for man-made things. But even those earlier signals, the early days of radio communication there, it's more like the weak test signals, and then the further they go out, it's kind of like if you shout, the further away you are, the quieter it is. Think travelling these distances, they're going to be so faint. But even our best signals, the maximum distance there, the trope that we see in TV is, Hitler's speech at the Olympics, the aliens are going to see that television broadcast. Well, that was transmitted over the air via radio, but they're very, very faint signals, so there'd have to be very, very sensitive receivers to be able to detect it. But that was, I think it was 1936, was it there? So that is 90 years ago. So you can draw a ring around the planets, a 90 light year ring, and tell you which stars have received that signal or not. It's pretty cool to be doing there. The way a lot of people look at this is if they could see us from that distance, they would move on because they wouldn't see anything useful to investigate. It's a very good point there. I mean, this thing, it depends, how far back you go and what was going on at life. I mean, I find the dinosaurs quite interesting there, but maybe not for them. I mean, we feel like we're really, really close to this one, that confirming biological life. I think a lot of you guys have heard of K2-18b, which is an exoplanet I don't know, it's not as far as I thought. 50 light years, 100 light years, maybe? Could be totally fucking wrong on that. Somebody will know. But they think there are scientists there that are pretty confident. They keep coming back to it with this one, even though there's a lot of people saying otherwise. Cambridge University group think they're detecting the gases in the atmosphere of this planet around another star, very far away, that, as far as we know, is only made by life. On Earth, that is the case, as far as we know. Now, again, the technology is very, very early, so it's like a low quality image, it's not very clear. You're trying to make out, is that a person, a shape in it? The data isn't quite there yet. Oh, good use of the grid, guys. But there could be a possibility that is what they could be seeing, and hopefully we'll get that technology very soon, which new telescopes coming online, I think will just close it. That is a biosign, a biosignature there, a sign of biological life on another planet. And the word is, with astrobiologists, where they're doing all this scanning, again, they haven't got technology yet to be 100% confident, but they're getting a lot of these biosignatures, they think. And the gut feeling is that life is just going to be bloody everywhere. But as soon as we do get that first confirmation of life, even if it's really, really early on, if we had the ability, and I don't think we'd anywhere near do for someone like K218b, but we are looking at, there are certain theories of how we could send probes to Proxima Centauri, our closest neighbour, there. So if there was a biosignature there, even if it was just bacteria emitting gas on a planet, we would be so keen to have a look at that, wouldn't we? But yeah, if they're looking so far back, then they might not see anything interesting. Might be pre-life at all, or we're getting the flashes back. Another question: do you believe that the fastest moving man-made object is a manhole cover? Isn't that's the thing? I don't know. I know that they did think that they launched the manhole cover. I don't know if it's the fastest man-made object there. What about Voyager? That's got to be pretty damn fast, isn't it? But this is the idea that they did an underground nuclear test, and the hole that they dropped the bomb into, basically to do the explosion, had a manhole cover on it. So the joke was that it launched it. They may have even tracked it and seen it. I think there is an image of the nuclear powered manhole being luzzed off out there into space. We think in terms of travelling light years through space, because we experience time as a straight line there. If it isn't fundamentally linear, maybe we are asking the wrong question about how they get here. Beef, I think you're right about that. I really do. We always fit from our perspective, which is, that's how our brains work, coming from those points. We've got to work from what we know. We can't necessarily have a totally original idea with these things. However much the artists decry, nobody's 100% original. What we do is we assemble things based on cues in our environment, and artists and creative people like that in generally are good at seeing the connections in things that other people might not have seen yet, and they can see a little bit further down the road, like that. But it's still, they're assembling things in the environment, so we're unlikely to fully get the full thing. I don't know how much. Oh, another shooting star there tonight. Here you go. We are getting few. I was tempting to stay on and do a very, very late one, but I think I'm going to have to come off in a second. I do have to get off tomorrow. But yeah, maybe we're looking at it fundamentally wrong there. And we perceive that, is Nugsy, a photon of light from Andromeda takes 2.5 billion years to get here, because it's 2.5 billion light years away, guys. So that's a photon, a light particle. Argument about if they're wave, particle, light is wave or a particle or photon. But anyway, we'll say a particle just so we can envision something travelling. So 2.5 million years, that particle of light, it took to travel through space all the way to get here down the lens in the camera. But physicist Richard Feynman has said that from the perspective of a photon, the journey is instant. Yeah, they say that photons wouldn't experience time, so they exist and they're not, they're at their destination and not. There are strong theories that suggest that the gravitational force of a black hole can alter the light cone. Very theoretical, but there's also theories that we may be in a black hole. I definitely lean high plausibility that we're in a black hole there. That if we're trying to understand how universes can exist, that's a great version of it, I think. There again, I'm not a scientist, but I don't think they know either. But there are people looking at that and doing those sorts of things. Oh, I wonder how well it's going to track this one. You know what, guys? Maybe we're having tracking issues because we're getting so many dots because the nights are so clear. Maybe it's just overriding the system's processing ability. That's very interesting. Yeah, it struggled with that because it's too faint, but that one on the screen it's managed to keep. Right. Anyway, but the first part of it, the light cones and black hole, that is one of the ways that they figured you could technically go back in time. You wouldn't be in the same physical place necessarily, but you could go around a black hole and have gone back in time technically. Light cone to light cone. Exactly. Again, our understanding of time is probably it's a functional understanding. It gets us through the day. But remember, whether you're religious or not here, back at the religions, how the less religious West, modern, not all the way, but how we look back at religion as a sort of it's an old-fashioned way of viewing the world. It was a guide, it was a functional understanding, told them how to treat their neighbours, how to interact, who to fight, who to not fight. They're a functional way, but it wasn't necessarily the way. Now, again, saying that as an example, I'm not writing off religion. In fact, I'm coming around to finding them quite interesting. I'm not religious myself, but I've got a lot more interest in them now. But for the point of an example, I've scrolled past all of these auto posts on TikTok. Oh my god, Kate, those bloody, I'm glad I turned that one off there. Did well for the numbers actually, but no, I couldn't stand all those just trash ones. We could be inside a giant siphon. Bang on, we could. The maths that describes the event horizon into the singularity, the infinitely dense point, the interior of a black hole basically is the same maths that describes the exterior of the event horizon to the rest of the universe there. And what is, if a black hole is sucking in all matter and compressing it into an infinitely dense point, well, what's the opposite of that? A white hole exploding matter from an infinitely dense point out into the universe. Well, it sounds a lot like the Big Damn Bang, doesn't it? Which is how they think our universe started there. K218b is 122 to 125 light years away. Thank you, Geo, for that one. Interesting, and not as far as I thought, but yeah. So that say the detection that they got there of the gases, and say it was this year, 122 light years that detection took. So the information that was conveyed in that photon of light, it's amazing how they can do it at these distances. It's already out of date by 125 years. So that life that was producing that gas, they think, was at least 122, maybe 125 years out of date there. So maybe there's more life, maybe there's less. And imagine that Voyager is the fastest man-made object. That's where I would go by default. But you never know, like these pub quiz sort of things, you can get caught out. Come on, I'm going to crank the brightness up to it's a little bit shitter, but I just want to see if the tracker has a better time with that. Oh, the tracker has a worse time with that. Let me turn it down again, brightness. Is it brightness it doesn't like? Hold on. Sorry, I know this is crap. Okay. Alright, we're nailing down the tracking problems a little bit. Hold on, let's turn it down a bit more. Ah. Right, okay, I'm turning it back up just for the visual so that there's a fine line of... If you see that green bar that's going down it, that's meant to be smooth scrolling. So when I turn the brightness up, it's too busy for it to process all of the different colours. When it just goes black, there's less for it to process, and it's slowing down, it's getting janking out, and then it has a little bit of a sulk like that one right there. Oh, there you go. It's sorted itself out a bit, so there's an adjustment period maybe. Let me just stop it. Yeah, have a second. There we go. Interesting. We're narrowing it down. We've got to figure these things out there. The closest known exoplanet to Earth is Proxima Centauri b, often shortened to Proxima b, and located approximately 4.24 light years away and around 25 trillion miles. You wouldn't want to walk it there, DJ, but yeah, 4.2 light years away from us there, the closest neighbouring star with a planet. Apparently they do think there's now 3 planets around, at least around Proxima Centauri there. Red dwarf planet, but the Proxima b, they've got early indications that there is a very strong, a very thick atmosphere, and also a very strong magnetic field there. So so far it is looking like life could be very, very possible. I think even they've got a moon detection as well, actually, around one of those. But yeah, very, very interesting there. I suspect in space there is no time rules. Possibly, Philip, there, possibly. It definitely doesn't act the way that we all feel like it does there. Rewatched Spielberg's Taken from 2002 there, way better than Disclosure Day. From what I remember of Taken, yeah, like I did. I'm partly a bit nervous to rewatch it there, Tank. How are you doing? Because it did spook me a bit. But it was good what I remember there. I wonder, yeah, how compared to the knowledge now. Maybe we need to do a little bit of a TV, because it was a series, wasn't it? Do a little watch there. K2 is a possible Hycean world. So that's a hydrogen ocean world. So not like a liquid water ocean, but a liquid hydrogen, I think, ocean there, but fully covering that. Don't expect any land to be poking above it there. I'll catch you later, Kate, as always. Thank you for being mega awesome there. Time is the distance you travel on a grid on space-time there. Yes, therefore you can influence time by the speed you travel, and it all depends on how fast you go from point A to point B. So that's the relativity of time, isn't it, there, the nature of what you experience it as, versus the distance there. God, it does hurt my head though. It has a chemical signatures that could be DMS, a gas produced by living organisms, likely on Earth. There was something else about potential life signals on Venus as well, and more evidence there. A white hole, so what's that? A red dwarf, good one there. I'm going to sing the theme tune there. And the issue with the black hole theory is that we think of it as a home, but that's not the case. It's just an incredibly heavy, a dark star, and it could break our reality. But more likely, it's just a mass. Well, that's a very good point there, Gio. The singularity tends to just be where the success of our maths ends. So maybe there is an issue more so around that. It is definitely possible. Definitely possible. Tank's not doing himself any favours. What's he said lately? What was that one? Oh, I'd missed those ones. White hole would actually be a star, the opposite of a black hole, something that radiates instead of absorbs. Well, that's not, but according to the calculations that I've sort of saw on those things, because it is obviously radiating in that sort of sense, but and I suppose you are giving off energy, aren't you, as a star there? But for actually drawing in matter and and mass, drawing that in and exploding it out, and you got it on DVD, Gareth. I need to do that. The missus want me to throw away all our DVDs, but I'm like, nah, you can't trust them. But covered issues better. I suppose you had more time as well with it there. And K2 18B, 104 light years away. If somebody there is looking back at us right now, seeing Earth in 1902 right now, it gets pretty weird once you leave the neighborhood. I like that phrase there. And problem with the white holes would collapse in seconds. And it only works if you think a black hole is actually a home where matter falls in and only falls out a white hole. Oh, a hole rather than a home. Okay. Well, not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be a hole, does it? Because a black hole is matter being condensed into an infinitely dense point. So think about squeezing matter together, like making a snowball basically, and just keep on adding it, except for it's infinitely dense and it's incredibly tiny, like that. Well, then the reverse of that is taking the matter out of it and spreading it out over a massive distance. I don't think they are incredibly heavy stars. It might be somebody's theory, but I don't think that is the case, because they're not even necessarily formed by dead stars. Some are, but definitely not the primordial ones. But again, how much do we actually know? Because all we have is the maths, and as you say, it's very limited there. So either way, it's all theory. I did hear somebody was talking, I totally get it wrong. They're like, black holes are not what we think. They're essentially like big circular flat mirrors or objects that reflect something weird. But it was I was like, what? That's so crazy. There, it was like one episode of Taken. That probably would be quite a good description there. Barnard Star, as it's 6 light years away, cold sub-Earth orbiting a very low mass, a red dwarf. 16 binary brown dwarf system there, lethal. Is that thought to have anything? And I've heard of Barnard Star before as well there. Matty, welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in. And Ross128B, so Ross128 is actually potentially, there are potential radio signals from that. So when we're doing our SETI stream, listening out for alien radio signals, there was one that potentially came from that star there, because it's got a couple of Earth-sized, I think those super Earths. Yeah, oh, no, yeah, exactly. Super Earths nearby. He's going off on Gerben Ross for nothing. Oh, showing colours, I've never been a fan. You have to see it tomorrow there, Damien. Yeah, definitely. You got to get up, on that one. I wasn't expecting to like it. I did, but I don't think it's like Close Encounters Legendary there. I don't think I'm going to rewatch it there. Each episode was featured. Yeah, you had the time to explore it with that there. Some green ones in check. Green ones in check. We've had a few nice shooting stars tonight. Some very bright one there. Yeah, new Venus discovery. There was something very interesting on that. What was it? Well, right, guys, I really do sadly have to come off. I've just noticed the time. It's been an awesome night. You guys are wonderful as always. I really do appreciate you hanging out with us, keeping me company. Otherwise, I'm just a weird guy looking at the stars in a green room every night. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your opinions as well there, and any experiences that have been shared as well. I really do appreciate that one. It's a weird stream when it's quiet, I can tell you that, guys. Make sure you're following and subscribe, because we're going to be on pretty much every night as well. You get those notifications when we go live tomorrow, no exception. We're going to be on doing our shooting star and everyone. But thank you if you've been tapping away and sharing, help us build our little community up there. But also, if you've been supporting us in any other ways, gift subs, members, merch, and all that sort of jazz. And Damien as well there for generally being incredibly generous directly as well. I really do appreciate your help, how we can all improve everything that we are doing there. So massive love to you guys. We're going to see you all tomorrow night, legends. Bye-bye, guys.